The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
It's National Sex Day.
A little early for 69.
Oh, that is nice.
Today is June 9th.
6-9.
Nice.
Nice.
69, dudes!
Nice.
I think about 69ing a lot.
Nice.
Maybe too much. Here's what I've come to. All right, the people who invented 69ing.
Nice.
Were they in a hurry? Or was 69ing invented by an old couple who no longer trusted each other? You follow me? Like, every time I go down on you, you have an orgasm and pass out. So guess what, you son of a bitch? Tonight we're doing it at the same time.
I'll bet you $100 these people still remember what my favorite number is. 69!
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I want to be wined and dined at 69.
Nice.
The Weekend.
I hear you. That's a good old tune.
Yeah, Bryan Adams did a wonderful job with this one.
He really did. He had a good thing going there for a while, didn't he?
Hell yeah.
Then he got wrapped up in releasing only sappy love songs for about 15 years in a row.
That's how we bought a yacht.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. The sooner we get underway, the sooner we can escape this nightmare and get the F on out of here. Welcome to the Half-Ass Morning Show. It's Friday. So, you know, here we go. National Sex Day.
And National Bill and Ted Day. Here we are, June 9th, 6-9.
Oh, sure.
69 jokes all day. Nice.
We're going to do 69 jokes?
Well, we don't have to. We could just leave it at the intro if you want. Oh, in the shaver intro.
I noticed
and randomly
one.
sprinkled throughout the morning.
Yeah, get her done. I noticed one right away when I was handed our
promotion sheet?
Prize sheet, yes, from the promotions department. She's quite the character over there in the promotions department.
You know, she's one of my favorite people.
Right?
She rules.
She is absolutely hilarious, terrifying at the same time.
What, terrifying?
Meaning, like, she is not afraid. If you say something that deserves to be ripped, she is not afraid to go there. Yeah. And sometimes you're shocked, like, oh, I didn't even realize that was a stupid comment. And she points it out in very hilarious form, but it's biting. You know, it sticks with you.
Well, I had this is embarrassing to admit again, but, you know, I wanted to go to the John Mayer concert, so I asked her if we had any leftover tickets.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I will never hear the end of it from her. I will never, ever hear the end of that from her.
And you know what? You shouldn't.
Well, and I just ran into a situation where she invited me to go to a show. Both of us like the band, The Descendants. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, hey, let's go get our old school punk on. And I couldn't go. We've got a family thing that same night. I'd love to go. I mean, those guys in high school, we used to listen to them all the time.
Yeah.
And I was scared to say no to her because of the crap I knew I'd get. And you can't keep up with her. She's too sharp, just way too sharp.
Definitely.
You know, our boss is like that, too.
Yeah,
but he's a little more sneaky about it, where she'll give you a look immediately, and you know, uh-oh, here it comes.
We're talking about our promotions director, Ryder. And I know what some of you are saying. Whatever happened to Grant? Sick it. Boom.
He's like 3 promotions directors ago.
He was a long time ago. No one talks about or remembers Grant around here. It's all Ryder now. She's a very funny gal, very smart gal. And by the way, Dana, that's the first time I've ever heard anyone say that out loud. I wanted to go to the John Mayer concert. I've never heard. No one I hang out with has ever said. But yes, right away this morning, I grabbed our promotion sheet, our prize sheet, whatever you want to call it, that Ryder makes up every day for us. And it says right here at the top of the page, Half-Ass Morning Show, Friday, 6-9. And then, as a side note, it simply says, nice.
I got to say, that's what makes the internet great, this 69 bit.
Mm-hmm. You really like the bit.
Well, you know, I'm quite honestly, I'm a little tired of it. But the first time I saw it, I didn't get it. Somebody had said something about 69, and I knew what a 69 was. But then you open, like Twitter, you open up, see what the comments are, and you'll just get about 150 nices, and that's. And I didn't understand. I didn't get where that came from.
You bombed us with that bit when you first signed on to the program, Dana.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of nices out of you.
We sure did. Because you're on the internet all day long.
Yeah,
and
it's one of those things where it was first at funny, then it became really stupid, then it became so stupid that it became funny again.
Right, it's at that point.
Yeah,
it's like a Sharknado movie.
Well, and it's also it becomes a habit.
It does.
Yeah, it's almost involuntary.
But for me, this habit, it's in my head. Like I don't say nice as like I did when I first heard it.
Okay, it becomes like a bad habit, a natural reaction. I'll give you an example. It's 2023. And I still cannot stop saying word.
Oh, I love saying
part
word.
Of you.
And I never said word until I started here in 1994 or 5 when everybody said word, okay? Do you remember this, Josh? It was especially big in this building.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you were positively responding to someone, no one in this building for about a 2-year stretch of time in the mid-'90s, no one said yes or sure. They all said word.
From people you wouldn't even expect it.
And it's a habit. It's like I cannot stop. I will still word you.
I thought it was funny in a group text. I think it was yesterday.
Bring this up.
You tried to abbreviate word, and it took you 3 times to get there.
Yeah,
you just kept getting autocorrected.
I like that you kept trying. I was like, what? I was like, okay. Oh, okay. That's what he meant.
Boy, my phone is blowing up. No, Nick.
Yeah,
Nick.
Just Nick.
There it is.
I tried to respond on text with word, but I spelled it wrong a couple of times, didn't I?
You did.
And I kept pumping away till I got it right. So there you go. Dad Fights 100 plus 34 sets off at 8 a.m. today. At 8:20, 8:30 in that neighborhood, we'll be visited in studio by, I suppose, the only name we could ever drop to try and get ourselves into the porn industry. Jordan Maxx will be swinging by.
She might know a thing or two about National Sex Day or 69ing.
Oh, word?
Who watches her movies?
I've seen a couple of her movies.
I haven't. Well, I guess I've seen the clips that because she'll post GIFs on Twitter. So I've seen that, but I've never watched a full picture.
I have seen her acting.
Picture.
Why do you ask?
Has she done a 69 on film that you're aware of?
Oh, I can't quite remember. I'm sure she's... I can't say that I've witnessed a Jordan Maxx 69ing, but we'll ask her when she shows up.
Well, I would imagine, the camera work must be impressive. You're trying to capture all the angles and that. I suppose you could just say, all right, stop. We got to move this guy over here. But maybe it's a multi-cam shoot.
Oh, it's...
multi-cam.
I think the cameraman has to basically get in between the two.
Yeah. Is there any drone sex, meaning where they film it with a drone that you've seen?
If there ever was, I didn't recognize it to be drone footage.
Huh.
Good question.
Because you see so much of that now. There's a local company, and I wish I could come up with their name because they're so talented. These guys make, and I'm sure you've seen them online, like they went through Bryant Lake Bowl, I believe it was, Mall of America. There was a movie that used them because these guys are so good, guys and gals, I'd imagine, but absolutely awesome. I'd love to give these guys a mention.
Yeah, I'm looking them up
to
right
watch
now.
some of their videos if you haven't seen them. It's crazy what they're able to do. And also, the sound person, whoever's mixing the sound, it's really cool how, like, they're coming from, half a block away. They get up. You and Nick, you and I are standing getting caramel apples together, and you hear a little bit of our conversation, and then they move on.
Caramel.
I don't know what we're doing.
You're at a little fall festival or something.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Jeez.
I'm sitting there. I'm driving you nuts because I'm like, should I get nuts? No, and you're like, just get whatever you want. Well, I don't know. Do I want nuts?
I pictured it. I could see it happening.
I think I know who you're talking. I think you showed me this is a drone that has a camera hanging off of it, and they whip it through town. Is that what you're talking?
And
I think you showed me the bowling alley one. But
I've
Bird
seen that
Films.
Jay Bird.
Thank you, brother and sisterhood.
Rhymes with word. All right.
Oh, they do have drone porn, by the way.
Is there really drone porn?
Yeah.
Is it outdoors, I'd imagine?
Yeah, so a couple will be doing it in the field or a prairie or something, and then a drone kind of flies by and then kind of gets different angles from up above.
I bet there's drone beach bikini cams, but not authorized.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the drone continues. Where is it, Wapple? It's hanging over a prairie or a field, and then the drone whips into town, and it slowly lowers down to a street corner. And there's Josh and I ordering chocolate-covered raisins.
But do I want the chocolate-covered raisins?
I love that you came up with you and I on a street corner buying carameled apples.
I don't think I've ever bought a caramel apple off the street.
Oh, you're missing out.
Dude, street food is where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
No one's
like street food.
No one's bought a caramel. Has anyone here bought a carameled apple off the street?
No.
If you, yeah,
Don't feel-
technically.
Does the state fair
No,
count?
the state fair does not count.
Okay, it doesn't count if like a festival's on a street.
So
then
Wapple,
no.
don't feel so left out.
All right.
That would be awesome, though. Just walking down the street and then there's a caramel apple stand. I'd be all about that.
And then you got a balloon in another hand.
Yep, exactly.
So it's National Sex Day. Is that what you said?
Yeah, and Bill and Ted Day.
Bill and
Ted's Big Adventure.
The movie characters have their own day.
Or Excellent Adventure.
I actually have some information here in front of me on National Sex Day on how the whole nice bit started. The 69, and then you respond with, somebody give me a good one.
Nice.
Okay. I have a story here in front of me on the origin of that gimmick.
Were you shocked by one of these as well? The Minnesota connection?
I can't say that shocked was the word.
I mean, maybe I was.
I didn't know that until I started looking it up yesterday.
I would have thought we'd hear about that. I mean, I remember the clip, and we'll play it during Shaver, but I didn't know that that's kind of what started the nice thing.
With the whole sports angle, that was one of the first ones that really kind of made it pop off a little bit back in 2009.
Impressive.
So if you're one of these folks who anytime you hear the number 69, you respond with nice, and you don't know why, I'll give you some background. It's been going on for years. It's pretty annoying at this point. So where did it exactly start? Says here it's tough to narrow down, but a paper called The Daily Dot did some extensive research. The way folks pronounce nice in reference to the number 69 likely came from a 2000+6 South Park episode. And I'm not going to say the name, the title of the episode, but it is here in front of me. I'm just not going to say it out loud.
Dana, you say
it. No.
In the episode...
Miss Teacher does something.
What was that?
Miss Teacher does something.
Yeah. Miss Teacher is involved, yes.
There's one of them. Another. There you go. And another. All from that episode.
In that episode, cops on South Park, or the cops of South Park, repeatedly say nice, the way Josh was just pumping it out with his sound giver. That's the way it's commonly said today. There were no 69 references in that episode. The cops were saying nice for a different reason. The first instance that anybody found, or that the folks from the Daily Dot found, of someone saying nice following the number 69 showed up on Twitter in 2000, ad 7. Some Twitterer posted this: I have 69 followers. Nice. And it kind of took off from there. Now, is this the shocking part, Josh?
Yeah, I had no idea. Like I said, it seems like we would have heard about this before.
Mm-hmm. In a roundabout way, the Minnesota Vikings played a role in this trend, becoming popular on social media. Now we're in the year 2009. The Vikings are playing the Cardinals. Jared Allen, who wore jersey number 69, was terrorizing Cardinals quarterback Kurt Warner. Well, this must have been a Monday night football game or a Sunday or a Thursday. I don't know, because Al Michaels said on the broadcast, sooner or later, referring to Jared Allen, number 69 will be in your face. The internet went wild with this and responded on Twitter and such. You know, they posted the video of Al Michaels saying this, and then everyone had the same response. Nice.
Yeah, I never knew that. That's pretty cool.
By the end of 2010, it became everywhere. It was everywhere and impossible to track. It's considered one of the most explicit rules of the web, of the internet. When you encounter the number 69, you say, someone else give me a good one.
Nice.
There you go. What a story, huh, Cubby?
Yeah, I was trying to think of other rules of the internet I'm aware of, and that's really the only one.
It's kind of the Wild West, except for that one rule.
Like when you go to a movie like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, or you go to a Weird Al, there's just things when it happens in front of you, you have to respond a certain way. Church, another example. Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up with the 69. But, there's a call and response. And that's the only one I know on the internet. Dana, again, you're the social media guy. What are some other ones?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I feel like that's kind of the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I know what to do if I see that.
And it's also really funny, too, when a story comes up that says, oh, so-and-so passed away at the age of 69, and people respond like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Nice.
Yeah, I would say more than anything now, I certainly notice it. I consider for a brief second if I should make a nice reference, and then I don't.
Mm-hmm. I dig that. Even when someone dies at 69 years of age, the temptation is too much. You have to throw in. Well, that's historic stuff right there.
Oh, this is good from Reefer Van Jesus. I've got a 7-year-old. I'm trying to bring back the word tight right now, and it irritates him. I use that all the time. I say that constantly.
You refer to things as tight?
Yeah, look, like Ashley would be like, hey, I got a new pony. And I'll be like, nice. No, wait, that's the wrong one. Tight. I'll say tight.
Yeah, you do say that. I've never thought it was weird. It sounds natural when you say it.
Yeah, it does. That's why I had to think for a second. Oh, yeah, he does say that.
Oh, geez, Jesus brings up a memory I had. It was a trauma. I forgot about a 69.
I hate this story.
I'm not going to go all the way through, but
no. to be more specific, I hate that this happened to you.
No.
It was. I'm not going to get very graphic. I'll just say I ended up with some cargo on my face I wasn't expecting, and it's
terrible.
It really turned me off from that act. And I regret. I was like, "Hey, look what happened here," and then she was furious with me that I pointed it out.
Hey, take a look at this.
You would have
look
to.
what you did. What did you do?
How are you supposed to act like that didn't happen?
Seriously, come on.
It's a trauma I forgot.
Oh, I can understand completely that it would lead to trauma.
And by the way, oh, geez, Jesus, thank you for listening. I think the last time I brought that up had to have been like 15 years ago or something.
No, because I've heard about it.
Oh, you
so
have?
It had to be in the last 5 years.
Oh, my memory's bad.
But I don't think you went into too much detail. I think it was about the same as this time.
You know the term they give you if you kiss up to a teacher?
Yeah,
that's what happened.
That's what happened to you.
Josh.
God, poor guy.
Put you off of carameled apples for years.
Heck yeah.
All right, something else we got going on 6-9 here today. We told you a thing or two about the Queens of the Stone Age. The End is Nero tour. That show is coming to town on my birthday, September 17th. They're coming to the Armory. Tickets are on sale today at 10 a.m., by the way. We handed out tickets this week to the show. What we're going to do today is pick one of those winners. And one of those people, one winner, will be treated to dinner at Crave before the show and a custom The End is Nero cake. I like to eat cake, by God I do, but then again, I'm from Wayzata.
Didn't you say that was a good cake, too? Didn't you try it?
Yeah, you tried it.
Oh, yeah, I tried some cake recently, and I liked it.
Yeah.
And you know what? A drone is actually going to film it. Speaking of drones.
Mm-hmm. Everything's coming full circle.
Yeah, we talked about our promotions director, Ryder. She's got a friend who is a drone cameraman, and they're going to film it.
I like how in the email she specified when talking about the drone guy that it's his job. Like he's not just a weirdo
Not
with the
just
drone.
a dork with a drone, like spying on people in bedrooms and stuff.
So the way we're going to pick this winner for the Crave dinner and the custom cake, Dana is going to throw a cake off the roof of the 93X studios today after the program is over. And you can follow us on social media to catch the video.
I'm shocked they're going to let you up on the roof, Dana.
I know, me too.
So
Hopefully you don't have a bad day. I'd hate to see that you jumped off that thing.
Well, yeah, don't come off the roof with the cake.
No, yeah, just make sure the cake goes without me.
You can't play old Nintendo games with both arms in slings.
Good point.
And you only have one take.
Oh, man, now you're putting pressure on me.
Oh, geez, yeah. You know what? I'm really glad they didn't ask me to do anything with this.
Well, how do you F up throwing a cake off a roof?
I think it would be okay.
What if it doesn't, explode the way they want it to?
I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, if it stays intact.
Yeah.
Well, then you're going to have to. Then you're going to have to jump off the top rope, Dana.
Yeah. Give it a swanton bomb.
Yeah, don't fall off the roof.
So is there going to be one winner's name inside the cake?
I think, yeah, or I'll just announce who the winner is, who we picked, I guess.
All right.
Yeah,
Check that out.
Ryder texted me last week, and she said, would you be willing to throw a cake off the roof? And I said yes with no follow-up questions. Yeah, sure.
You must be intimidated by her as well, just to answer.
I just think it sounds fun.
Oh, it does.
You ever thrown stuff off a roof before? It's very satisfying.
Oh, good question. Have I ever thrown some? We used to do all kinds of destructive things when we were
I have
kids.
What'd you toss?
An entire
Salad.
Oh, I have never.
That's how we got that on the nose.
No, shame on you. I have never. No, it was in college. The guys below us in our dorm. So everybody had the same setup, right? And there was like a little living room in between. And some guys on my floor and the guys below us kind of got in some arguments over whose furniture was what. It was really stupid. But eventually, I should say I was more of a party to it. Eventually, some of the people on our floor went down. They stole everything and brought it up to we were on the top floor. There was another argument, and then a couple guys started this stuff on fire and threw it off the roof. It was fun to see.
I bet it was.
I love that.
A couple of them got kicked out of the dorm.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they thought it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was entertaining.
I bet.
I mean, we used to throw, when we were kids, we used to throw TVs out of moving motor vehicles.
Oof.
We used to throw pumpkins at mailboxes. We used to throw eggs, toilet paper. I'm trying to think if I've ever thrown anything off of a roof. I must. I just thought of one. Hans Gruber. I threw off of a.
Wasn't that on Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
I think it was Christmas Eve. Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Well, I don't know if this counts. There was a church under construction in our neighborhood, and we went up to the top, and there was they had a bunch of garbage up there, and we were chucking that into, meaning leftover, things that were cut and throwing that in some dumpsters. I don't know if that counts.
I tossed a foosball table.
So we were essentially
off the roof.
helping people out in a way.
Foosball table? Why was it on the roof?
That's where you play foosball.
Yeah, you play it up on the roof.
On the roof.
We had this rooftop. It was like a duplex, and we had a rooftop deck thing. Somehow we ended up with a foosball table on there. And then obviously the wood started to rot, so we were like, we got to get rid of this. And my wife suggested, well, let's just take the legs off and carry it down the stair. I'm like, well, there's a quicker way. So me and my buddy just picked it up and hauled off the edge. And it's very satisfying to see foosball tables explode in an alley. It makes a hell of a sound.
I'll bet it does. That's pretty cool.
Between 1988 and 1995, there was nobody who could beat my brother and I at foosball.
You guys are good?
Nobody, I said.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to ask the rules on that.
Yeah?
Because it depends on who you play with, it seems like.
Don't even start with this. I already know where you're going with this.
Spin.
No spin.
No spin.
Not unless you're 5.
Yes.
That's fun. Yeah, but you can't do the spin.
It is fun every once in a while, I agree.
I mean, just launching that thing, and with the huge spin.
No strategy whatsoever. You're just wailing away at the thing.
Yeah. Okay. That is the official rule.
That's fun, he says. I like that.
Oh, plenty of whimsy in that.
Yeah.
Just whip that thing, watch it spin. Then they shouldn't make it do it. If you can't do it, they should just put a limiter on there where you can't spin it.
Put a governor on it.
Governor on the foosball table.
You know what was fun? An extra element of fun to foosball is that, the I don't know if cliche is the word. Standard is the word. You know the standard foosball guy, what he looks like, his hair, his face. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I guess I don't.
the characters on the table.
Oh, I thought you meant like a guy who's into foosball.
Yeah, you too. That's what I was thinking.
I thought you meant like a stereotype. Of the,
I was picturing Dana,
Yeah, I
a
guess-
guy with a headband and stuff, you know? Some George.
Getting super into it, like really leaning into the table.
The standard foosball character, his hair, his face, you can picture it now?
Yes. Yes.
Looked exactly like our high school principal.
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We're taking Monday off.
Tight.
Nice.
So if you're one of these types who gets aggravated when we take time off, you can feel free to send your pissy text to me personally. I'm to blame for the half-ass morning show taking Monday off.
Oh, word?
Sick, bro.
I've got some people I need to go visit over the weekend. But the highlight of this weekend, I'm driving a cat to Chicago.
If its name was Toonsis, you could just let it drive. Did you guys love that bit as much as I did on
Some
Saturday
people
Night?
have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, but for the ones that do,
like the
that's
pause.
fun, isn't it?
It's a beautiful thing, Cubby, to drag Toonsis into the mix. Literally a cat. I'm not saying I'm driving a cat to Chicago as a slang term for a dude. A cat and I in a car for 6 hours. And I really don't know what to expect. Has anyone taken a cat on an extensive road trip?
No, I've never
The
even had a
furthest
cat
I've ever
in the car.
driven a cat, the furthest I've ever driven a cat is 15 minutes to the veterinarian.
I've never been in a car with a cat either.
Do you keep them in a crate or do you let them just like do their thing?
Gonna try.
Kind of depends.
Gonna try to keep it in the crate.
There was this. I was driving on 94 one time.
Oh, here we go.
I saw this car, and a cat was in the back window,
Mhm.
and then it was just kind of walking around the car, and it was like up on the headrest, kind of sitting there too.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've seen free roaming cats in cars before. It's just something I've never tried before. So say a prayer.
Does the cat meow a lot?
From my experience, in short trips with this cat, he doesn't mind the car at all.
Okay, that's good.
But he's likely never been in a car for 6 hours listening to REO Speedwagon and Cheap Trick. And I don't know how he's going to react to that.
Are you going to let the cat control the stereo at all? Is that all you?
Oh, dude, you can make a cat playlist.
I've heard some people dope up the cat. Are you going to dope up the cat?
We're both going to be doped up.
Oh, you shouldn't be doped
both
up.
of us are going to be high.
Yeah, mix the cat a roadie for the road.
Cat's in the cradle, play some Cat Stevens.
You're still talking about this cat playlist? Wapple, do you understand what this means? If I make a cat playlist, that means I have to play a lot of Peter Criss.
Oh, yeah, true.
And most of what he created
Very
sucked.
true.
Most of what he created sucked. Don't put me through that, dude.
You could listen to the Cats musical.
Oh,
no.
the Stray Cats.
Oh, yeah. What's the big song out of that, the cat musical?
I don't know.
It's driving me nuts.
Never saw it. Wapple, but then again, I could listen to some Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, there you go.
I've never heard
Faster Pussycat.
Faster Pussycat I can
Oh,
tolerate.
you could do that.
On my-
Memory. That's the song I was
No.
thinking from the Cats musical.
Memories like the falling of the rain. What was that song? Time is it, Josh? What time is it right now?
Well, Central 6:09,
All right.
Eastern 7:09, Pacific 4:09, Mountain 5:09. That's all I know.
That's actually very impressive. I wouldn't have done that.
Stay tuned for all the shenanigans today, like we were talking about dad fights. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, dad fights 100 plus 34. Jordan Maxx going to stop by, and then after the show, jump on however you reach us on social media and watch Dana and a cake come off the roof of the building.
Hey, what are the best ways to reach us on social media? I don't even know.
93X Hams on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Well, which is all three equally as good?
Twitter is probably the best.
Here's one for you, Josh. Who is this? I got to find out who this is. I got to connect a name to this. Trash Trucker Jesus. He says, what did he say here? No, that's not it. The text machine's going crazy here. Here we go. Okay. Sign Dog Jesus has texted the program to say, you're putting a cat in a car and driving all the way to Chicago? Are you kidding me? That's for Josh, because I love Josh, and I know that Josh loves puns.
Oh, that was genius.
Be right back on the program.
I'm so jealous I didn't come up with that.
I know you are.
That's good.
There's a douchiness to them.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
CJ Ham for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When I'm on the field, I can take anything. But at home with my family, we like everything to be comfortable. That's why I trust the pros at Standard. They've been keeping Minnesotans like me comfortable for over 90 years.
Is your cooling system making strange noises or not cooling properly? Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
Trying to grab all the groceries in one trip? Oof, not how you would have done that. You know sometimes less is more. Like when you drive less and save with the USAA annual mileage discount. USAA. Get a quote today.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X. Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Now, I was telling you earlier, I got a big weekend ahead of me. Driving a cat to Chicago. I got too many cats. In order to save my reputation as a stone pimp, I got to rehome one of these cats. Driving to Chicago, me and a cat. And I've never driven a cat in a car longer than 20 minutes. I'm not sure what I'm up against. Thankfully, the brother and sisterhood are there with comments on our text machine. You can always get a hold of us, 651-989-9393. The brother and sisterhood, they've experienced it all. Here are a few messages I received. One individual, no Jesus name. He just would like to be called Will. Will says he drove his cat long distance in a carrier, in a little pet carrier, and the cat exploded diarrhea all over.
Oh, no. Man, I've heard cat diarrhea is something.
It can be.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it's worse than dog diarrhea because it sprays more.
What?
Yeah, they can shoot it.
Yeah.
It could go all the way across your room.
Can it really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah. I kind of want to see that now.
What?
Yeah, it's like squirt porn.
Yep.
What makes a cat even get like that? I think, isn't there like a first reaction usually just vomit everything up? Yeah, it'd be pretty messed up to be.
I'm not a vet. I'm
doing
not sure.
that.
Will said the cat didn't travel well. You want to know what the cat's name was?
Yes.
Wampus.
I like it.
Oh, Kitty Wampus.
That's even better. I didn't realize that. Thank you, Waffle.
You know, Waffle, you just turned my day around.
It's going to be a good weekend.
Again, another line I'm jealous I didn't think of. That was good. Kitty Wampus.
You are an odd dude over there.
That was so good.
Oh, Kitty Wampus.
It's the little things.
Waffle, 10 out of 10. I recommend that joke. That was good.
It is the little. But then again, there are some success stories here. One listener says he drove a cat all the way from Wisconsin to New Jersey, and he said, "You'll be all right."
Our dog, one of our dogs, is from Chicago, a rescue in Chicago, and we were going to go pick him up. They wouldn't let us. Like, they were worried maybe we'd fight in the car with the dog or something. The dog wouldn't like us, so we have a little experience in transporting a dog between Illinois and Minnesota.
Oh, God, you can drive a dog to Hong Kong. You know what I mean?
Really?
You could, because they just, they sleep. All the dogs I've ever owned, as soon as you get them in the car, and every once in a while, you let them walk around the parking lot at a gas station and take a deuce. Cats are such oddball, mysterious little bastards. You just don't know what. Here's another listener who drove a cat from St. Paul to Phoenix, Arizona. Everything went all right.
It'll be fine. You got a cool cat there.
But then again, here's this guy. Drove a cat from here to North Carolina. Non-stop meowing and non-stop vomiting.
See,
between here and Flair Country, Wapple, North Carolina.
When I was moving from Columbia Heights to Woodbury, That was the first time I had my cat in the car, and oh boy, she would not stop meowing. It was terrible.
Is your cat vocal, the one you're going to be rehoming here?
Doesn't mind vehicles at all. But like I said, I've never gone 6. Wapple, Columbia Heights to Wood. Have you ever lived in a real town?
Lino Lakes.
Oh, man.
I lived in Minneapolis, I guess, for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
That's about it.
No wonder you're so troubled.
Yep.
All right, on to the stupid F me running news. We've had a couple of creepy stories along the way this week, haven't we, Josh?
Yeah, there's some wild stuff out there.
Creepy stuff. I think if I had a teenage kid pulling off bits like this, I'd have to make a few phone calls to get some help.
One of us is changing their last name. Want no association whatsoever.
A teenage girl in Brazil dug the dead body of a murderer smooth out of his grave because she said the dead murderer was coming to her in her dreams and begging her for help.
There'd be about 3% of me that would wonder if somehow that's true and freak out a little bit.
Just small percentage.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'd like to say that's ridiculous, but there's probably a very tiny percent where I'd wonder, oh my gosh, I wonder if that's true.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do I need to do something about this?
A 15-year-old kid's digging up a dead body, and not just that, the dead body of an infamous effing killer. The dead killer's name is Lazaro Barbosa de Souza.
Has he popped up in any of your true crime documentaries, Ashley?
No.
He went ahead and killed 6 people in Brazil during a demented killing spree back in the year 20 plus 21. In the end, police caught up with him and killed him dead in a gunfight. But in March of this year, almost 2 years after this killer was shot dead by police, de Souza's grave was dug on up. And strange as it sounds, a damn 15-year-old girl whose name has not been released was caught on security cameras digging up the carcass. And when
It's a workout.
wouldn't be easy.
Maybe
Waffle,
somebody
is it hard?
Yeah, Waffle, answer the question. How? I wonder, maybe somebody that knows something. After 2 years, what's a body look like? Mummy-ish?
Skeleton.
Oh, so it's already a skeleton? You think everything's gone?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I was wondering if there's a little meat on there
I
still.
think there'd be a little meat.
Oh, there's a skeleton and some clothes.
Well, it's like embalming fluid and all that kind of stuff. I guess I don't know enough
There's
about it.
no meat on the bone after 2 years, is there? Somebody looked at, like Josh said, someone who knows something.
Or like half meat on the bone.
Well, there's one way to find out.
I'm not Googling it.
Yeah.
How does it
Where's the
take?
closest cemetery?
Yeah,
That's what you meant.
Oh, actually, I got a better idea. Do any of you have an enemy? We could just murder this enemy, set a calendar for 2 years, dig them up, and see what's left.
Start the countdown clock.
Well, step one is to know your enemy.
Oh, if
There's no meat on the bones.
Oh, geez. If a dead body is inside a coffin and buried deep underground, it could take up to 50 years to decompose all tissues on the body.
Just like I said.
Up to 50 years is what I heard Nick say several times.
If it's out in
Very assuredly of himself.
If it's out in the open, or if it's in like normal soil, like if you just throw a body in some
shallow
dirt,
grave?
it still takes 8 to 12 years, which is impressive. I thought it would happen a lot faster.
When this young gal was arrested, she still had the dirt on her clothing. She confessed to the grave digging. She told cops that the murderer, de Souza, was coming to her in her dreams. She said she'd been having reoccurring dreams where de Souza asked her to remove him from the grave because he was still alive and he needs her help. Like she's some kind of dream warrior. What band, Doc, and what album Back for the Attack? What year? 1987. But where did the song originally appear? Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors soundtrack. What year? Also 1987.
I just learned how to play that song the other day.
Did you? Good for you, man. That's cool.
I bet you can.
Not too difficult, that one.
I bet you can handle that one. Now, what is this now? This 15-year-old girl was driven to the cemetery by her 21-year-old boyfriend.
Oh, right.
A 15-year-old girl with a 21-year-old boyfriend. Where are we? Coon Rapids in the mid-'80s all of a sudden?
So that, before this digging up the body thing, that probably was the biggest controversy in that family. Mom and Dad were probably not happy.
Yeah.
That has gone by the wayside. Nobody thinks about that anymore. Well, this couldn't get any worse. She's dating a 21-year-old.
I was going on and on about Doc in there, and now speaking of this 15-year-old girl dating a 21-year-old man. Has everyone seen the little documentary Heavy Metal Parking Lot?
Mm-mm. I don't know if I've even heard of it.
It's this kind of underground. What are they like? Rocky Horror Picture Show. They call that a
cult.
Cult. Thank you. Heavy Metal Parking Lot is like an underground cult favorite video. It's footage of some dude with a VHS, how do you call it, video camera. This is 1986. He's walking around the parking lot of a Judas Priest concert. Dawkins is opening for Judas Priest on the Turbo Tour, by the way, Josh. Dawkins opening up for Judas Priest 1986. And the guy's just pointing the camera at these young people who are tailgating before the concert. And everybody's drunk. Everybody's high. They make absolute fools of themselves. It's really hilariously awful. You should really spend the time and watch this. You'll laugh your balls off. But one of the things I remember about watching Heavy Metal Parking Lot is at times the cameraman approaches a young couple. And these are, just some odd people. And a couple of the times the cameraman points the camera at these couples. The cameraman says, "What's your name?" "Cheryl." "How old are you?" 14. And then to the boyfriend, "What's your name?" "Donnie." "How old are you?" 23. Like, what the hell is going on here? Check that out. I mean, what the hell are you doing with an 8th grader?
I've told you guys before, my grandma, my dad's mom, was 16 when she got married to my grandpa. He was 31, and her dad's best friend.
Whoa. That's a hell of a
nobody
deal.
blinked an eye.
I'm glad that's not normal anymore or accepted.
Well, the 21-year-old boyfriend drives his 15-year-old girlfriend to the cemetery to dig this killer out of the grave. He says he tried to warn her that it wasn't right to dig up a body, but she insisted. The girl may not face charges. Damn, she's catching a nice break. Not face charges. I imagine you can get in some real trouble for digging a body up.
Oh, yeah.
The grave's
Trust me.
Oh. The grave's been refilled. This DeSouza guy, just on a side note, the dead killer, he did some terrible things. But at the same time, he committed some odd crimes along the way as well. In the story here, it notes that at one point when this DeSouza guy was on his killing spree, he broke into a number of homes and forced the occupants of the homes to drink with him. Oh, God, no! He forced them to drink with him.
There are people who get pretty mad if they're drinking alone.
Yeah. True. You animal, no! No!
Digging up a body reminds me of one of my favorite Simpsons lines there. Having a town hall meeting decide if they should dig up this body of Jebediah Springfield to see if he actually had a silver tongue or not, and they all decide to do it, and Mayor Quimby just goes, "Can't we have one meeting that doesn't end with us digging up a corpse?"
Oh, someone selects. That's not how a grown person would put it. Someone suggests here in a text machine, if we want to, not a text machine, but a text message. If we want to find out if there's still meat on the bone of a dead body after 2 years, we should dig up Ross.
You know what? It's been 3.
Oh my gosh, really?
He had a lot of meat on his bones.
There was a lot of meat.
He was a really grossly overweight person.
I mean, you could say that. A little heavy.
I think I've heard this before. In Japan, if you're too chicken-ass to quit your job in person like a grown adult, you can pay someone to quit for you. I think we had heard this before.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can pay someone to like break up with people for you.
Yeah, that
all
was the
kind of
more
stuff.
recent one. If you want somebody to break up with you, or if you want to break up with someone, you're right.
There's a company over there in Japan called Exit, and they'll walk up on your boss and quit for you if you're too nervous to confront the prick. This here article I'm reading, it tells the story of a fella by the name of Toshiyuki Nino. Huge Mr. Big fan, Josh.
Oh, they all are.
Seen him on tour every year since '89.
Nobody in Japan isn't.
He loses his damn mind during the intro to the song Blame It On My Youth from the Raw Like Sushi live record. But anyway, Toshiyuki Nino, he wanted to quit his job. He was unhappy for several years, but he was struggling to work up the balls to confront his boss. Nino said, when you try to quit around here, they give you a guilt trip. They try to make you ashamed and guilty that you quit your job. He didn't want to deal with that. So he gave a phone call to his childhood friend, Yuichiro, and they came up with this idea, Exit. What if you could avoid the ordeal of quitting your job by getting someone else to do it for you? They handle the awkward business of quitting if you're too ashamed or embarrassed to do it yourself. You know what they want in trade? $144.
It's not too bad.
It's
I guess.
interesting the jobs that they have over there. There was just a story last week, I think it was, about people in Japan are paying $55 to learn how to smile again.
I saw that.
man.
They forgot after wearing masks for so long. People have forgotten how to smile.
I never really
tried
knew
to be
how.
more expressive. I'm not very good at it either. More expressive with my eyes.
Yeah, I
behind the
tried to
mask.
be. Yeah.
So Nino and his classmate Yuichiro, they're the guys who came up with Exit. They say most of their clients are men in their 20s. But they're getting 10,000 phone calls a year from people who may or may not want to use their service. Their business is humming, Josh.
Yep, it's humming.
It's buzzing.
We used to work with a girl whose breath was humming.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Now, Nino believes the popularity of their service could have something to do with the aspects of Japanese culture that discourages disharmony. He said, it seems like over here in Japan, if you quit or you don't complete a task, it's like a sin. Now, this is really interesting to me. In Japan, lifetime employment was the norm for many, many years. You take a job, you keep that effing job through thick and by God thin.
Oh, that would suck.
That's how it used to be here.
What if you didn't pick a good job when you were like 16, 17? You're just screwed.
If you were still working, your very first real full-time job, what would you be doing?
A soccer ref.
Your very first full-time job.
Full-time?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I'd be schlepping cars, Enterprise car rental.
Full time?
There you go.
Bartender then?
I think I'd be in radio.
I'd be in radio.
I would be driving a forklift at the warehouse with all those friggin' wackadoodle characters, and god dang it, I loved every second of it. Not that I don't enjoy this, but I think I could be content with that. Man, we had a blast. We had a blast. You think you could still, Dana, you quit that car rental joint because you hated it.
87 days.
Oh!
Didn't even make it 3 months. That'd be tough if I was still doing that today.
Your very first full-time job, Wapple and Josh, was this here a situation?
Correct.
Man,
yeah, I think because I had
you were
two
going
at the
to
same
school and
time.
stuff.
Yeah, because I was going to school and then here, and then I had two side jobs, right? And then once I started working here, I picked up an extra side job, so I had two full-time and then one weekend one.
No, I'm not.
You remember, I mean, you were doing the same thing.
I had
the
a
first
side gig, yeah.
Several years, so I'd work here, and then I had a full-time job landscaping.
Yeah, on the side, I was dancing for wealthy elderly gentlemen.
Nice. That pays well.
You damn right it does.
deep pockets.
I'm almost at the age where I can afford someone who was Nick's age back then to dance for me. They won't let me in the club for another 7 years.
It was after hours, usually at a hotel, but I would seductively dance for wealthy elderly gentleman, and yeah, I mean it paid the rent.
Wapple, I don't have a name here, but someone wants to know if this particular company that you can hire to quit your job will also be available for hire to ask for a raise.
Oh.
Have you done that yet?
Yes, I have.
When?
Monday.
You really did?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I remember because I could hear the boss laughing from his office.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, he's just cackling wildly.
Pretty much happened.
Like when Wapple figured out the Kitty Wampus joke. It was just wild.
You get it? Because his name's Wampus and he's a kitty.
Maddening, like a madman cackle.
How did it go?
Not good.
Are you serious?
No, it's not good. Yeah,
Well, I was told
well.
it was going to be good.
No, it wasn't good.
Yeah, taking time.
But it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's taking time. Oh, boy.
Now, I'm not trying to instigate a barrage of text messages where hard-ons compete with each other over how hard they work. I'm not trying to start that kind of a thing. There are plenty of folks out there who love to do that. Nobody works as hard as I put in 147 hours. But there is discussions here in the story about folks 60 hours a week.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common.
Japan's a weird place. There's a term over there called karoshi. This term was coined in the 1970s to describe death from overwork. I've heard of death from Unga Bunga.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, no.
But this is death from overwork. Karoshi, death from overwork, is recognized as the cause of hundreds of deaths in Japan from cardiovascular disease and suicide each year. Damn, man.
That's so sad.
Dana, didn't you date a girl who later on went to die from bukkake?
Oh!
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Is that true?
Yeah, still, I don't like to talk about it, but...
What do you guys think of this friggin' deal where you hire someone to quit for you? I don't... Here's the thing for me. This is what comes to mind for me. Your possible new employer, let's say your possible new employer calls your ex-employer, and your old boss says, yeah, he's a good worker, but when he decided to quit, he hired a company to quit for him. Your possible new employer is going to say, what? What kind of SAWFT ass deal is that?
There's certain things that old employers can't tell new employers. I wonder if this falls under it.
Ashley, I think they have all the conversations that you don't think they're having. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There might be some rules, but if I'm going to hire someone, I'm going to ask all the questions. You know what I'm saying?
I was actually not too long ago having a conversation with someone who really wanted to quit their second job, but was, worried's the wrong word, but just not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And wondering, how could I do this respectfully with the least amount of eye-to-eye contact as possible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Hot Cocoa Sheezes texted into the program. She said, if I would have kept my first full-time job, I'd still be doing your mom's.
Hot Cocoa Sheezes. She goes after my mom a lot. I still love her, but, man, she can be rude sometimes. She's always got something to say.
She's good.
And we got a few dudes texting in being sarcastic about the hard-on who works harder than everybody else argument. This is funny. Skydive Jesus says, I'm a crane operator and I work so hard I go through a pair of work boots every 6 to 7 years. Man, everybody back up. Here comes Skydive Jesus. Guy goes through a pair of work boots every 6 to 7 years. That's good. Maybe you had to be there. I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I'm effing tired of this gal bothering us with her nonsense stories about her and her ragdoll husband. We've talked about her enough already. It's all a gimmick just to get attention on social media. If you haven't heard the story, this gal married a ragdoll. They had ragdoll babies and on and on.
Well, the ragdoll cheated on her. I mean,
Dude, for a second, I thought you were talking about Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly because you always call him different names. I didn't realize you were actually talking about the legitimate ragdoll.
Well, no, I always call him Butterscotch McGee. I don't know.
There's a washing machine something.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard the story, in case you do care about this garbage, the latest story she's dumping on us is that she caught her ragdoll husband cheating on her again, so she cut off his ragdoll dong. And I think he actually did have a pecker. The way it sounds here to me, she attached a 6-inch dildong to her ragdoll husband so she could grind him into oblivion after she had too much to drink.
Do you guys remember the baby pictures?
Oh, yes.
It resembled the father.
I mean, definitely did, yeah.
That was obviously the dad.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I do warm up to this lady a little bit after a while. At first, I get aggravated. Oh, great. It's the lady with the I married a ragdoll story. I get aggravated. But she does have some very clever things to say along the way. She said about her cheating husband, his name is Marcelo. I found out Marcelo had been with another woman, but when I asked him who she was, he didn't answer me.
Wonder why.
He's naughty. He goes after women and then lies to me that nothing happens or nothing has happened. Every now and then I catch him in a conversation with a girl, and when I ask who it is, he tries to say it's his cousin. So I'm not so mad at her. She's kind of funny. She said he's got many great qualities, but he's lazy. He doesn't work at all. I mean, Josh, yeah, he's cheated on her repeatedly. He has more than 500 contacts in his cell phone. They're all women.
Jeez.
Wow. I mean, I can see why. He's a bit of a stud.
Yes.
She found bright pink thong underwears on the floor once. He had no explanation for that. Okay, I'm over it now.
She's in on it.
She's having a good time. Come on. But then she brings me around because she's funny.
Yeah, I wonder if she's just thinking, like, how far can I actually take this? And people will keep talking about it.
Oh, Christ, it's been years already. All right, I think I got time for one more. I have a terrible burp on deck. There, it passed.
Where'd it go? Did it go down?
It went down.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Josh.
I share a studio with...
Are boner pills still selling here in the States? Anybody know? I imagine they are.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't tried any yet, but hell, you never know. I might be sprinkling them on my cornflakes any day now.
They make me nervous. I mean, we mentioned before, there was a guy that, well, I mean, most people wouldn't find themselves in this situation. He took, like a handful of them, his first time having sex, and his penis was ruined for years.
One of the worst stories I've ever heard. It's a true effing story.
He was told by the woman he was going to have sex with that, hey, this really enhances it. And he took too many of them, and he said it just didn't work. For how long? Was it 9 years or so?
Yeah,
it was a really
like
long
that.
time.
If I remember correctly, this kid chugged down a fistful of boner pills when he was 16. And he couldn't use his tallywhacker again until he was 23 years old.
That must have been a nice time, though, once he finally could. 23.
I wonder if he's just gone crazy making up for lost time.
We've heard horror stories, like I said, about dong hardeners in the past. I always get nervous because I got a heart condition, and they always have some kind of warning in there about what it might do to your... Here's a warning that was dumped on Australian dudes a day or two ago. Australian health officials are warning bros to stop taking a product called Big Penis USA pills.
I wouldn't mind having a bigger penis. I'd love it. My wife would too. But I don't think I'd ever take something called Big Penis USA. It'd have to have a name I couldn't pronounce, something in Latin or something.
Do we have that reputation over there in Australia that all of us dudes are hauling around heat here in the States?
Well, Australian Jesus, let us know if you're listening.
Because the pills are called Big Penis USA.
Imagine being the doctor's office. He's like, well, here's what we're doing. We're going to prescribe you to Big Penis USA.
On the cover of the package, it's that, what's that country singer's name? Lee
Greenwood?
No. The guy with the cowboy hat and he's always drunk. Toby Keith,
Tim McGraw?
Keith. Yeah, Toby Keith is he's wearing a sleeveless shirt and he's holding an AR-15 or something. Big Penis USA tablets, they say here, Cubby, pose a serious risk to your health and should not be taken. That's just a word from some folks in Australia, some folks who make up some group called the Therapeutic Goods Administration. They might do this or that to your blood pressure. They might make your blood pressure bottom out, according to these people. You can't throw a gal in the tall grass if you've got no blood pressure. Be careful if you've got diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease. They're going to seize and destroy Big Penis USA pills from here on out, apparently, at the border of Australia. When they show up, they're just going to... If you're an Australian, you can bring any remaining Big Penis USA pills to the nearest pharmacy for disposal. The U.S. Federal Drug Administration issued a similar warning about the Big Penis USA pills years ago. So anyone in our listening audience currently preparing for the weekend by swallowing Big Penis USA pills might want to make a phone call or two, I guess.
Will there ever be a day where we can get everyone here to agree we just take one of these pills, not the Big Penis USA one, but one of the recommended ones?
Sure.
And have a race?
A race?
Yeah.
But to see...
Yeah. Who it happens for first? We can just see where everyone places.
Yeah.
I'm going to be gone that day.
Are you?
Yeah, that's cool with you guys?
Do the show from home.
We're not going to tell you what day it is.
Oh, my God.
And we all have to wear sweatpants.
Maybe today is that day, Ashley. We all took them before the show.
Well, I think there should be...
a special Ashley birthday show.
I think there should be an age bracket.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure,
Good call. Yeah, you're right. I didn't consider that.
There should be Josh and I would be in the same age category.
Yeah, we're in the senior category.
The senior division.
So then it's me, Dana, and Ashley in the same category.
There is one for women, is there not?
I think there is.
Can they take Viagra? I thought I heard something.
Why would a
about
woman's want to take Viagra?
Well, because it stimulates the genitals.
Yeah, I know that there's something, but I'm not sure if there's a
There's
lot
a
of
female
evidence of it happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got to have a senior division because there's no way I'm not gonna outboner a 30-year-old.
Oh, I'd outbone you.
Well, yeah. Didn't I just say that?
Yeah. Yeah, you just reiterating it?
Yeah, just confirming he's very proud of his boner skills.
You know what? I'm going to go as far as to say I'm going to outbone Dana.
Whoa! It looks like we're going to have a bone-off, brother.
You know what? F you guys. I'm going to outbone both of you out of spite.
Oh, bring it.
Yeah.
Now, how does that... Now, I had heard that it doesn't just give you one. Like, you still have to,
I don't know.
You get aroused in a normal way.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
somebody who takes it can let us know.
What's the question?
Well, I had heard it's not like just a physical response, right? Like you take it and it just happens. I thought, I thought you'd have to be in the mood to get it going.
I have no idea, but I will find out someday. I will, and sooner than later.
Really? You think you'll take them if you need them?
Well, again, I'm nervous about the heart thing.
Yeah.
But if my doctor...
Don't you have to be doctor recommended to take?
You know my doctor, right?
Yeah.
Vinny Bone Butts!
Yeah, what does he say?
I'll ask him. I've never had a boner conversation with my doctor, Vinny Bone Butts. But if he said it's A-okay, I might dump a couple into a Budweiser.
I'm kind of nervous at how long it would last.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know, that just freaks me out when they're like,
what if you got to go to church or something?
Yeah. It's like, I got things to do, and I can't have this boner for 6 hours.
Fair enough.
Are you okay, Josh?
It's a text. I'm trying to decide if I can read it or not.
I know which one you're talking about.
You want to come back to it?
Yeah, well, okay, the Brotherhood is saying you have to be aroused for it to happen. So it's not just you take the pill and, boner, right? Surprise! So, okay, then I don't know if I want to have this contest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you'll have to find a way to get yourself there. And if it was just a medical thing, that's one thing, but maybe we shouldn't do it.
I mean, me and you road tripping in a car sometime where we're comfortable. You want to read a text. You don't know if you can read a text.
I'll show you this.
Should I read it?
It's in regards to the medication you can take if you're a woman to get aroused.
Okay. Medication. What am I looking at?
The highlighted one.
Yeah. Let's not read that one.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well,
if you're a 507 area code and 99 are the last two in your your phone number? Nice.
I think you're fine if you just read the name of the product, don't read the details. So,
well, hopefully people get it.
I think they'll get it. I think they will get it. So, again, this is a listener texting in their idea for the name of a female arousal pill.
Yeah.
Give it to us, Cubby.
Niagara.
We'll be right back on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning.
Say what happened on a date. In regular terms, we'd use a baseball metaphor to explain what happened on a date. So you get on first base, get on second base. And some guys are so precise, I had no idea. It seemed like the more knowledge you had of baseball, the more elaborate your description was. Like, how'd you do? Hey, Wayne, really good. I had a runner on first. So I sent the runner, got tagged out at the plate. So I made it very simple. If I got to kiss a girl, any girl from the neck up, just kiss. That for me, home run. If a girl lets me touch her, and by touching, I don't mean touching her hand or rubbing her back. I'm talking about touching something that I don't have on my own body. If a girl lets me touch her, then I've won the pennant. And then if I go all the way, that, of course, would be the World Series. And as you know, the World Series only comes around once a year. So get an idea of where I was at. Of course, there was always spring training. That's when you spend a couple weeks in practice with your own team.
I'll tell you what. That's wonderful. A few minutes ago, we were talking about boners. That was a pretty good time.
That was fun.
But also, we had a brief conversation about work, and I noted that whenever we talk about work, there's always a few donkeys out there who want to create like this hardest dong contest, you know, about who works more hours and who works harder. It's always entertaining stuff when that stuff. But I got a couple of texts that cracked me up. I want to read this one to you. A listener says, I'm sorry, maybe I'm lacking sleep or something, but I got this text message. You guys, are you still talking about working hard? I'll tell you how hard I work, you sissy liberal. I'm only halfway through my 72-hour shift at the ball crushing factory where they literally crush my balls. When I first started, I only got paid 16 cents an hour. Oh, I can't do that again. There's no way I can read that twice. That's so good. I'm sorry. I'm sweating over here now. Cubby, he's putting in a 72-hour shift at the ball crushing factory.
I don't think any of us sissies could last an hour at the ball crushing factory.
There's no way. There's no way. Another guy texted in and says, you know, I barely work at all. I make $85,000 a year.
Oh, man.
Nice.
How about getting that gig?
I like those kinds of text messages. That's going to get me through the rest of this day. The Twins were swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. They lost yesterday 4-2. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yay.
And we'll get into greater detail on all this when Dinkus and other Dinkus show up. Randy Shaver and, oh my God. God help us, I have no idea the other.
Brad Ryder.
The Florida Panthers are still breathing. They got their first win of the series last night in the Stanley Cup Final. We'll tell you about that. NBA Finals Game 4 tonight in Miami. Did you receive a text over there? I heard you say,
I just looked at the time, how late we are.
Oh, my God. That is crazy. I haven't looked at the time.
I didn't look either.
This is ridiculous. We got to go. Go, Wapple, go.
There's a douchiness to them.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
CJ Ham for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When I'm on the field, I can take anything. But at home with my family, we like everything to be comfortable. That's why I trust the pros at Standard. They've been keeping Minnesotans like me comfortable for over 90 years.
Is your cooling system making strange noises or not cooling properly? Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
When you save on auto insurance for driving safe with USAA Safe Pilot, you'll feel like a big deal, even in a traffic jam. Save up to 30% with USAA Safe Pilot. Restrictions apply.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
They are back, and they're mysterious. Some strange food deliveries are showing up in a Los Angeles area neighborhood, with residents receiving lattes, burgers, and other food they never ordered. The neighborhood is no stranger to the phenomena, however. They've been bombarded with random deliveries since back in February before a slight pause, and now they're back. Residents say the unsolicited deliveries are showing up again at their doorsteps. Richard Culture said home security cameras captured drivers delivering to his home every day last week, with orders being dropped throughout all hours of the day and night.
It's 5 McDonald's orders, one a day, with a little like kid-sized milk in them. You know, they started in like February and March, and then they didn't happen for a while. Nobody knows why, and it's half funny and half really annoying.
Lasting all through March, he eventually experienced a reprieve from the phantom deliveries, but not for long. He said he mainly received items from Starbucks in March, and at one point, he got 13 orders over 2 days. Just around the block from Culture lives Caroline Aguirre, who also has been bombarded with random food deliveries. And after a short pause, she also began receiving them again this month.
Both of them were French fries from Colonel Sanders.
Oh.
I think people are looking for publicity for Uber Eats.
I think it's credit card fraud. I think it's low-grade criminals trying to scam credit cards and see if they work.
Uber is aware of the situation and responded by saying the reports of unsolicited deliveries are concerning. We have banned accounts related to recent orders in the area and have dedicated public safety teams standing by to work with police. Uber doesn't believe it's a phishing scam, and the company also confirmed the deliveries are not a publicity stunt.
What do you suppose is going on there, Cubby?
I don't know. I can't figure that one out. Maybe is somebody trying to be nice?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's not the world we live in, though.
Right?
really.
I still don't know what I'd do. I don't know if I'd eat it or not.
I'd roll the dice.
Yeah.
French fries from Colonel Sanders, she said.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders showed up.
That was the most adorable woman ever.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously yesterday that a poop-themed dog toy, which parodies a Jack Daniels bottle, violates the famed whiskey maker's trademarks.
Oh, there you go.
The defendant, VIP Products, has a dog toy line called Silly Squeakers, which parodies popular beverage brands. And their Bad Spaniels chew toy has the same shape as the Jack Daniels whiskey bottle, with a label on the front that reads the old number 2 on your Tennessee carpet, instead of the old number 7 brand.
That's cute.
They also put Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey, which is on the actual whiskey product. It also says in small print it's 43% poo by volume.
Cute.
And 100% smelly. The toys have a disclaimer saying it's not affiliated with Jack Daniels, but a lawyer for the distiller argued the toy is a flagrant violation of its trademark and the company is taking advantage of Jack Daniels' hard-earned goodwill. Other major consumer brands that have been the butt of the dog toy makers' jokes could be watching this case, as they also made a toy with a parody of Coke with its Canine Cola red can toy, and Guinness Beer with its Pissness bottle toy. I'm sorry, Pinnis. No, it's Pissness. Which shows a dog lifting his leg on a fire hydrant. In other alcohol brand-related news, police are searching for a man who stole a Captain Morgan statue from a Florida business. Surveillance footage captured the man lifting the large statue and loading it into the back of a truck.
Stole a Captain Morgan statue.
Yeah,
What's he going to do with that?
Check the frat houses.
I can see the appeal there.
Yeah.
That video's on 93x.com. It fills up his whole entire truck bed.
That's a big statue. Yeah, he's just going to hang out. Put it in the basement. Maybe he's got a bar down there. New music out this week. Bush originally released The Art of Survival in October. This week, the band's 9th album receives the deluxe edition treatment with 5 additional tracks out today. Among the bonus tracks are 2 live cuts, a collaboration with Amy Lee of Evanescence, and 2 new tracks.
They're still cranking out that early 90s grunge sound, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're still doing what they do. You know who else is back? Extreme. They returned this week with their 6th LP and the first new album in 15 years, 6. For everything new in music this week, check out 93x.com for our weekly Friday notable new releases post and playlist on Spotify. I've been watching Nuno Betancourt, their guitar player, Extreme. I've been watching some professional guitar players reacting to guitar solos from this album, and it's really cool seeing some big names being in awe.
He can play.
Yeah, he sure can.
If we just lose the rest of the guys in that band.
Yeah, I'd say he's in my top 3 favorite guitar players. Transformers Rise of the Beasts is now in theaters.
Oh, no.
When a new threat capable of destroying the entire planet emerges, Optimus Prime and the Autobots team up with a powerful fraction of Transformers known as Maximals to save the Earth. Also in theaters, 97 Minutes. NSA Director Hawkins prepares to have a hijacked plane shot down before it does any catastrophic damage on the ground, leaving the fate of the passengers in the hands of an undercover Interpol agent embedded in a terrorist cell. Tom Holland and Amanda Seyfried star in the new Apple TV Plus miniseries The Crowded Room. In Manhattan in the summer of 1979, a young man is arrested for a shocking crime, and an unlikely investigator must solve the mystery behind it before the true criminal strikes again. Actor Tom Holland will be taking a year-long break from acting after finishing The Crowded Room. The actor, who also worked as a producer for the first time on the show, shared he had a difficult time during filming due to his production responsibilities and his character's severe mental health struggles. The first 3 episodes became available today. On Hulu, the story of a Frito-Lay janitor who disrupted the food industry by channeling his heritage to turn Flamin' Hot Cheetos from a snack into an iconic global pop culture phenomena. Flamin' Hot on Hulu.
Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Yes. The trailer looks really good.
And finally, making its streaming debut, the Nicolas Cage Dracula-themed comedy horror film Renfield is now on Peacock. Then tonight on ABC, Game 4 of the NBA Finals, the Nuggets lead 2-1 over the Heat. Saturday, or tomorrow night, that would be on TNT, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Vegas up 2-1 over Florida in that series. The Panthers beat the Golden Knights in overtime last evening. A few shout-outs.
Here we go.
Shout out and good luck to King of the Road Jesus and all the drivers competing in the Minnesota Truck Driving Championship this weekend in Roseville. That's cool.
The Truck Driving Championship?
Yeah. I remember we talked about it last year. Did we not talk to someone from it? Are you okay, Wapple?
Oh, I pinched my finger real bad.
Oh.
Is he making a face?
Yeah, and he's shaking his hand. Jeez.
I don't recall discussing the Truck Driving Championships. It's kind of fun. Feels like it's new all over again.
You talking semi-trucks and all that?
Correct.
Nice.
Mundo, I believe.
How the hell did the Born Loser not know about this? That's my dad. That was his trucking handle for 45 years. I bet he could have won the title.
I've been to those type of things because my mom works at a trucking company, and they're a lot of fun to watch. Those guys got some skill.
Without a doubt. Big Bearded Jared sent in a shout-out for Jesse and Jesse's girl and said, good luck on your first marriage. Hoping Stretched Ears Jesus and family have a great trip down south for vacation. Label Mechanic Jesus back at work today after being smoked by a deer on his motorcycle Sunday morning.
No.
Boy, hope you're doing okay and that it's a good first day back, brah. I'm missing the name here, but best of luck to a texter having knee surgery this morning at the VA, and get well soon. Happy 36th to Blues Hockey Jesus. Happy birthday to Doyle from Sawdog Jesus. Happy 31st to Johnny Six Jesus. Happy 21st to Trent tomorrow from Mustang Jesus. And happy weekend birthday to Liquor Locker Jesus from Legal Drug Slinging Jesus. And that's 93X News.
Coming up next, it's Dad Fights 134.
One more, I got 69 touchdowns. If you know what I mean. Only you know what I mean, baby.
Nice.
A little later, 69 will be in your face.
Nice.
69, dudes!
Nice. To the 10, and he stays on his feet for a 69-yard touchdown run. Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, man. All right. It's Friday today. Friday, and it's also National Sex Day. What? So here to tell us in great detail the story of when they each lost their virginity is Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Who wants to go first?
I'll pass.
Brad?
I thought they were going to go for it.
Think I'm having trouble with my connection.
Brad? Did you guys know today? Did you know today was National Sex Day?
I did not.
June 9th, 6-9. Also Bill and Ted Day for the same reason.
6-9. That's why it's. You following that, gentlemen?
Sure.
Oh, my wife was probably hoping I'd get through the whole day without noticing.
You guys ought to get some on National Sex Day, don't you think?
You would think so.
You'd think so.
Right.
Text us if you do. That'd be fun. That'd be fun information to have.
Yeah.
Dana, are you going to get some on 6? I mean, this is your day.
Get some.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I'm going to watch Fast 6 and 9 today, so I'll be getting some for sure.
Maybe the boys will be interested in that 69 story we were telling earlier. So Josh and this girl. No, not that one.
I'm not going to tell that one.
Not that 69 story. Josh dumped some 69 nice audio into his intro there. Both of you guys dangle on social media, right?
Sure.
A little bit.
Have you noticed that anytime anyone mentions the number 69, there's somebody in there in the comments who says, nice. Have you noticed such a thing?
I have seen that.
You have? Apparently, the origin of that joke has been partially credited to the television show South Park. They had an episode back in 2006 where anytime anyone said the number, no, pardon me, there was an episode from 2006. It had nothing to do with the number 69, but there were cop characters on South Park who kept saying, nice. Right, okay. So you take that, and then you take an episode from an NFL game. It was a Sunday, Thursday, or Monday night, I don't know, football game, with the Vikings involved, okay? At the time, they had Jared Allen on the club, who wore jersey number 69. Nice. Al Michaels makes a comment. So during the game, Jared Allen is chasing down Kurt Warner all evening long, and Al Michaels said something along the lines of, no matter what you do, number 69 will eventually be in your face.
Oh.
Okay? So you take and then the internet, when they saw the video of Al Michaels saying that, the internet, social media collectively all responded with, nice.
Nice.
Am I missing something? Was there one more element there?
No, that was just one of the first times in sports where they noticed that everybody's responding to it with nice.
So that started this effing thing, and I threw the story away. Or maybe I didn't. But how did I put it at the end of the story? It's that bit when someone says 69 on social media, and the fact that everyone responds with nice. At the end of the story, they called it like the
golden rule of the internet.
That's the golden rule.
Like the one rule
of
on the
social
internet.
media.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some on Twitter where I had lost count of the nices from everybody responding.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I'm pretty annoyed by the bit. But
I am too.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I still kind of love it.
But also, it was kind of cool to have that explanation, the origin story behind the bit. You guys don't seem terribly interested. You don't.
I'm interested.
You don't even care. You don't even care. Well, the Florida Panthers are still cooking.
Still alive.
They got their first win of the Stanley Cup final in overtime last night. They beat Las Vegas 3-2, so they trimmed the Golden Doodles series lead down to 2 wins to 1.
Got that empty net goal. Looked like they were done.
Empty net
goal. My bad. They pulled the goalie.
Yes,
I said
extra
that wrong.
attacker.
Yep, extra attacker. Yep.
This is actually the first time the Panthers have won a Stanley Cup final game. Their only other appearance in the finals was 1996, where they got swept. And they, like Brad was saying, they were down late. But, of course, Matthew Tkachuk, with his annoying Stephen Curry-like bad habit of always chewing on his damn mouthguard, he knocked in a rebound goal with the extra attacker with only a couple minutes left in the third. And then in the OT, Carter Verhaegen snapped a wrist shot into the back of the Las Vegas net, only 4 minutes into the extra frame. They are now 7-0 in the playoffs in overtime. They have more overtime wins than they have regulation wins in the playoffs. And Game 4 is tomorrow night. So they snuck by and got their first win.
Vegas had a chance I was watching the end of this. It was about 4 minutes to go. A guy rang one off the crossbar. Would have made it 3-1 and probably would have been it.
The goalie's best friend, Brad Ryder.
Yeah.
The friggin' goalpost.
So you're saying the NHL season could be over by the end of June?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Jesus.
You know who was at the game last night? Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. You know who else was at the game last night? Charles Barkley.
Oh.
He thought it was terrible.
Terrible.
You know who else was at the game last night, Cubby? My esteemed colleague.
Oh, really?
Dan Marino. Dan Marino was at the game. It says here he was the celebrity drummer to welcome the Panthers onto the ice, whatever that means.
Cool.
Has anyone seen what that means?
No.
To be the celebrity?
Is that kind of like the Gallerhorn?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Oh, all right.
Wonder if
that's their
Dan
thing.
Marino's got any rhythm on the drums.
I bet he does.
yeah.
I would think so.
I know he's kind of a big galoot. You know, I don't know if he can really keep a beat.
Quite a week down there. They had the NBA Game 3 night before last. They had the Stanley Cup final game last night. Now they've got Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight.
How far is Miami from St. Petersburg, Florida, where these championship series are happening? Anybody know Florida?
Well, St. Petersburg is quite a ways because it's Tampa, St. Pete. So St. Petersburg is up by Tampa, but Fort Lauderdale is right next to Miami.
4 hours, it says here.
It's across the state.
Yeah.
That's a big friggin' stupid state, that Florida. Like you're saying, Brad Ryder, NBA Finals Game 4 tonight in Miami. The Denver Nuggets lead the series 2-1 over the Heat, 7:30 on Channel 5.
What would that feel like to have your NBA team and NHL team in the finals at the same time?
Wow.
Pretty good.
Imagine how unhinged this town would be right now if the Wolves and the Wild were in the final.
Think we're anywhere close to that?
Imagine having one of the two teams in the finals.
We're nowhere close to that.
Really not even like next few years, nothing.
Yeah.
All we'd need is one of them, and there would be madness in the area, in the general Twin Cities area. Especially the Wolves.
This is the state of basketball.
Well, what I mean by that is because
Here come the text messages from the hockey guys now.
Well, no. See, hockey hard-ons can save it because you have to understand where I'm coming from. The Wolves have been, for the most part, a pile of garbage. And suddenly they're playing for the NBA Finals. I think that would create... Of course, I understand the whole state of hockey thing. Yes, just everyone put their penises down. I understand. And maybe just overall, just how did this happen? If you want that vibe, how the hell did we get here? That feeling would sink in quite quickly if the Timberwolves are playing for the championship trophy.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
You don't think so?
Nope. Not for a long time.
What about for the Pigs? Do we have to worry about going to the Cup final?
That's a little bit different.
Huh?
I think their chances are to be there before the Wolves are much better, but it still seems like it's not quite.
Well, especially when you keep getting cooked in round one.
Yes.
Round one, which was 6.5 months ago.
Don't even remember who we played.
No, I don't either. Who the hell did they play?
Oh,
I believe they're called Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan
Remember
Suter.
Yeah,
the whole Suter.
I thought you were joking there.
No, I wasn't. I completely forgot who they play. All I remember is just the unbelievable cheap shots. Ryan Suter. Throw him out of the game. Why wasn't he thrown? Why isn't he? The Rays swept the Twins. 4-2 was the final yesterday, so they've lost 5 in a row now, the Twinnies.
Yeah, they're getting kind of unwatchable.
Yep, it's not good.
I'll tell Dick you said that, Dana.
Not re-goo. Nick, for the record, Barsaw Jesus texts in, and he's letting us know his penis is officially down. He said, he took your word to heart.
Are you saying but he had it in his hand
Yeah,
for a
he was
minute.
ready.
He was prepared to use it.
He grabbed it, and then he put it back down.
When somehow I chose to discuss the Timberwolves before the Wild in a conversation, he had it in his hand, but he put it down. Good. I don't want any trouble.
And get back to us if you pick it back up again. We'll talk you through it.
Yeah, the Twins have lost 5 in a stinking row. Now they go to Toronto. Sonny Gray's going to pitch tonight in Toronto. Toronto's playing very well, aren't they?
Toronto's playing some really good baseball right now, too. They weren't early in the year at all, but they certainly are now.
The 2 runs the Twins came up with yesterday, Carlos Correa and Michael A. Taylor donged. But this is a season-high losing streak. And then the Rays are a terrific ball club from absolute top to bottom.
God, they're just... And it's not like they have a group of superstars. They just don't. They just play the game, man. They're just so good.
Play the game. I am trying to play the game. Play the game. Just touch me one more time, see? Play the game. What movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Continue on, Randy.
Don't look now, but the Twins are in. The Twins are in serious trouble here.
You think so?
But yet they're still in first place.
Yeah, but that's not going to last very long.
Doesn't mean much.
I know. I agree with you.
I don't think that's going to last.
Serious trouble, you say? Well, I hope
if they were in the AL East, they would be in last place, 14 games out of first place.
That's correct.
Oh, really?
Tied with the Red Sox. That's exactly right.
That's so embarrassing.
But they're not in the AL East, Brad Ryder.
No.
They are in the Did the umpires give the Twins a make good yesterday?
Sure looked that way.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, Bailey Ober's out there pitching for the Twins, and he's just blowing through the, Rays lineup in the first 3 innings. Then they check his hands, and he was found, apparently, according to what I read, because I didn't see yesterday. I don't see many day games. I'm usually sleeping. They check his hands, and the umps told him to wash his hands and come back out and he's free to continue pitching. Things went to hell for Ober at that point after he washed his hands, but I'm wondering, because Rocco wet his pants so horribly in New York, a month ago, with the, what's the pitcher's name from New York? Herman?
Yeah. Domingo Herman.
And I'm not saying it was the same umpiring crew. I doubt it was. But because they screwed Rocco and the Twins on that Herman deal, I feel like yesterday was a make good to let Bailey Ober wash his hands and come back on the bump.
Yeah. Might have been.
But a lot of baseball fans are all over social media saying, what is going on here? I thought the rule was if a guy has sticky stuff on his hands, he's thrown out the game. What is this hand-washing gimmick? And I'm asking the same question. What are they doing?
It's all very weird.
It is. We were told that they're cracking down on sticky substances the last couple of years, and all of a sudden now there's this extra, we'll give the guy a chance to wash. I don't get it. So that's.
I think they're trying to send the message that that they are going to check you on a consistent basis. But I mean, I'm just guessing here, but I got a feeling that almost every pitcher has some sort of substance on his hands, whether it's rosin with sweat or dirt with sweat. I mean, if
the umpires are supposed to be able to tell the difference between
throwing guys out every half inning if that was the case.
Well, yes, but the umpires, I think, have a good idea of the difference between the stickiness of rosin and the stickiness of an illegal substance. Right. So I thought this was more cut and dry. It was a year ago. And a year and a half ago, it was more cut and dry that guys were just getting tossed. Now there's this. I'm waiting for pitchers to collectively do a television ad for Irish Spring soap or something. Hey, when I get when I get questioned, I use Irish.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Dick Bramer has a thought on it. This is really cute now. A dude was forced to wear a full Jose Altuve Astros uniform at Yankees Stadium as part of a fantasy football punishment.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty good.
That's fun. I love the funny fantasy football punishments.
And he's now in the ICU.
Yeah. This was all documented on TikTok. This poor bastard. There's photos everywhere and videos everywhere. Going into this was the Yankees playing the White Sox here recently in a series in New York City.
So the Astros weren't even playing?
No.
Makes it even funnier.
Yeah. And he shows up. He had to wear the hat, the jersey, the pants, the cleats, everything. There's videos of Yankee fans telling him to get effed up and down. They don't like that. They don't like the Astros. That's when nobody does, but Yankees fans are especially mad at the Astros because the theory is that the cheating Astros stole a World Series from the Yankees a few years ago. That's pretty funny. You think you'd have the cojones to do that, Cubby?
Hell no. No way. I think the fact that he was in the whole uniform, brought his glove. People, people probably like, okay, this is a bit.
Yeah.
You know, when I looked at the photos, Ashley, this kid who had to go to Yankee Stadium dressed as Jose Altuve, he looked a lot like your boyfriend, only a lot better looking.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me check it out.
Yeah, see what you think. There's
more successful, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he's got an authentic Altuve jersey. Those are expensive.
At the ballpark's one thing. I hope he didn't have to ride the subway there, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would have been worse.
That would have been brutal.
Stabbed in the neck with a He
doesn't look like he's even out of high school. He's a young-looking kid.
We don't normally talk softball on this program, but the Oklahoma softball team won the 2023 national championship yesterday, the day before.
Last night, yeah.
They have...
Oklahoma caps off the winningest season in history with a 7th national championship. Sooners take the series 2-0 over Florida State. They get the three-peat. They extend the winning streak to 53 games. And they have their 6th crown in a decade.
There you go.
That is domination.
You heard her. She
That is
said
domination.
3 straight titles. They've won 53 games in a row.
Finished 61-1, I believe, on the season.
Who beat them?
Wait a minute. They finished what?
61-1.
Well, where's
correct?
How do you win 53 games in a row if you're 61 and 1?
lost when their first 7.
Early in
lost.
the year.
Yeah, they lost early in the year.
They
and then
played
won
that many effing games?
Yes, and then they won their last 53 in a row.
Holy buckets! They play a lot of.
Boy, they said on the broadcast last night. I actually watched most of this game. They lost in
Maybe it was the
February. No, they lost in February.
They probably beat the Twins.
Oh, I don't remember.
Did they
who.
beat the Twins?
Sorry.
They beat the Twins.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the Twins
See,
didn't beat them.
I assumed when I heard 53 games in a row and 3 straight titles that meant
That covered
No.
3 years.
that covered
Yeah.
3. They play 60-some games in a
Yeah.
year. Oh my!
If you get all the way through like they did, you
Right.
do. Yeah.
It looks like Baylor beat them.
Yeah,
Baylor
that was
beat
it.
Ah,
The Bears. Is this true? The Pigs are trading Dumba to Dallas for Suter?
Yeah, just came across the wire.
Oh my God, I would love that so stinking much. Well, nice work, Oklahoma softball team. I don't know if I've ever heard of something like that. That's crazy. The Vikings are going to release Landon Cook. Why can't I think of his first name? Dalvin Cook.
Landon Cook.
They're going to release him today. Unless they can find a trade last minute is the word that I heard.
Well, they've been trying to trade him for 6 months. I'm not sure.
Why would somebody trade for him now if they're going to release him?
I have no idea. I'm just telling you what I read. Why is everyone blowing up at me? Is it because of that one flew over the cuckoo's nest quote?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't blame you then. Yeah, so that's the deal. I liked watching him play. He was a good running back. He is a
me
good.
too.
I don't know. There's articles I'm reading about him say he ain't got much left. I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch closely enough to have that kind of information.
Yeah, I was reading a lot of the same stories that the Vikings might make out better just because we got him in his prime, and he gave us 6,000 yards, rushing yards. He was great when we had him, and now he's going to kind of decline.
How long do running backs usually last?
shorter and shorter every year. you
Really?
know?
Okay.
It is amazing how the running back has been devalued in the last 3-4 years.
It's a completely different game.
NFL.
It's flag football now.
Didn't he also cost us a bunch of money?
Who's that?
I think they're saving $9 million.
Well, they're saving money. That's the big
They're
reason why
saving
doing
money.
this.
Right.
They're all going to cost you a few bucks. These guys. Yeah, it's flag football now. Running backs aren't as valuable as they used to be.
Well, it's just become such a passing league, and it's also, it's not the 3 yards and 3 plays where you run the football, or 2 plays and then throw the ball on third down. That's just not the way it is anymore. So.
Ashley mentioned this yesterday, and I didn't want to say anything in front of Maurice Magooch, who was our guest yesterday.
Andrew DePaula.
I didn't want to say
Maurice Magooch.
I didn't want to say anything in front of Andrew because he's a nice guy and he plays for the Vikings. But Ashley made mention of this. The new Madden 24 trailer totally embarrasses
that was so good.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Brutal.
They did him dirty.
They did. Oh, because somebody pointed out, they said, wow, Kirk Cousins gets embarrassed in the trailer. So I watch it. I'm like, oh, he threw a pick. Yeah, that's kind of funny. And then he just gets curb stomped by the guy who intercepted the ball. And then he's getting the guy's trash talking him too.
Yeah, I know. Imagine Cousins watched that and was like, oh, come on, really?
I hope he did. You got to, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to watch the trailer, which is, some of you are going, what? There's actually a trailer for the latest Madden video game, and Kirk Cousins gets intercepted and then shoved to the ground, and then they smack talk him. It's hilarious.
It's on 93x.com, too, if you want to, take an hour to find it. Instead of just YouTubing it.
I love that you're going after our website.
Hey, before we get going, because we're going to brawl, before we get going that away, I I damn don't want to miss this story. I think we've talked about this individual before, but I'm very proud. You guys know how much respect I have for the sport of bowling. It's one of the greatest sports in the world. It's often overlooked, and I don't like that. Bowling is a beautiful game. A Minnesotan has brought home a gold medal from an international bowling tournament.
Oh, good.
The team competed in the Pan Am Male Bowling Championships in the Dominican Republic this past weekend, and an individual from Inver Grove Heights by the name of Nick Pate is a gold medalist.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Where else do you get that coming? Sean Rash, I believe, was the name of the bowler who uttered that famous phrase because the Australian guy who throws...
wasn't he like making noise with a bottle, like a plastic bottle?
Oh, for God's sake. The Australian guy who throws with two hands, he's one of the best in the... I can't think of his name now.
Yeah, I can picture him.
Was crinkling his water bottle when Rash was trying to bowl. Throws a strike, take that, you bottle bitch.
How long after that clip first came, or that video first came out, do you think we called people bottle bitches?
Oh, man. We wouldn't.
Everyone was a bottle bitch.
Everyone we passed for a year and a half straight was a bottle bitch. Bowling fans, what's the name of the Australian guy who wins every tournament? He throws with two hands. He's tall, kind of good looking. Anyway, back to this Nick Pate. I think we've talked about him before. His home alley when he was growing up and getting into the dam. Jason Belmonte is the Australian guy. Thank you very much, Brotherhood, the all-knowing Brotherhood. This Nick Pate, when he was a kid, he bowled at Dracula's. Is that how you say it? Dracula's in Inver Grove Heights. Now Cubby and Brad Ryder, now he bowls at Cedarville Lanes in Egan.
Yeah, Cedarville.
Yeah.
I logged some hours there as a kid. My mom was in bowling leagues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
It was a lot of fun in the summer. Yeah, I'd go and
used to live right across the street.
Yeah, she'd I'd get a couple bucks of quarters and go play in the arcade, and she'd play in her league. It was
My mother was also
any of her skill onto you, Dana?
No.
My mother was also in a bowling league, and she would come home smelling so badly of Bacardi. it was a riot. This kid, Pate, he was a #1 high school bowler in Minnesota. Now he's a member of Team USA, and he brought home a gold medal. I just wanted to say word life.
Cool.
What sounds familiar here, why I said I think we've talked about him before, does this ring a bell, Josh? The dude, the young man, I'm not sure, he says he's bowled 50 to 100 perfect games.
That's impressive.
I wish I could do that. And this ain't just, messing around. He does a full body workout 5 days a week. He has a psychology degree because he says, bowling is such a mental game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he thanks everyone. He says, I've been bowling a long time. It takes a community to get me where I'm at today. Sounds like a very grateful person.
Working out is smart because I bowled while we were on vacation. I bowled 2 games. I was sore for like 4 days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I woke up. I'm like, did I run a marathon? Yes, what's going on? Oh, no, I bowled.
The last time I went bowling, I completely remodeled my legs. There was nothing. The next 2-3 days I was in. All right, Wapple, stop violently murdering your Sims characters and go ahead and Muppet bomb that Dad Fights button.
Dad Fights! Dad Fights! You don't have a dad, here's what it's like. Dad Fights! Dad Fights! Randy and Brad, they just fight. Have a Dad Fights!
Let's keep that up. Let's keep up that nice bit. Maybe when a guy gets a corrective. But I had to holler at Wapple. I looked over there. He was playing Sims again, Josh. He was trying to create a Sims character human centipede.
Oh, no.
He's just brutal. Yeah.
You and your Sims human centipede.
Yeah, it looks really cool. You guys should check it out.
Okay, wait.
If that's a mod, yeah.
Wait, why do they look like us? What are you doing?
And why am I at the back?
Here's the damn deal. Every week we match up our 2 eldest breeders here on the program, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, and just for fun and good-natured competition, we put them through a trivia challenge to determine who was the better man, at least for this week. We call the bit Dad Fights. Today is the 134th edition of the game. You know, yesterday Randy Shaver was going on and on about his recent dominance.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he's won 4 of the past 5 contests, and he said he isn't looking at you, Brad, as much of a worthy competitor anymore.
Well, winning 4 of the last 5 just basically got him even, I think, if I'm correct.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Dana had said. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and Randy said that was the past, and it doesn't matter.
That's correct.
Randy can multitask now. He only half
So
pays
he
attention.
was humble bragging about winning 4 of his last 5, but then saying it didn't matter.
Yeah, basically.
That's how it goes around here.
Gotcha. All right.
You know, a couple days ago, we had a fun conversation about athletes who also dabbled or even thrived as musicians. Musicians, singers, rappers, all of that. Some athletes have gone that route. They've tried music as a side project. And that's going to be the subject matter of today's Dad Fight Ski. We'll give you boys some hints and information about a big-time athlete who tried their hand at music. Maybe we'll even dump some of their genius song lyrics on you. And you name the athlete who has sung or rapped or produced some form of music alongside their sports career. And also, just to mix it up, there will also be a fair share of questions on famous musicians who were athletes on the side. So a little of both. We'll be quizzing you on athletes who dabbled in music and musicians who dabbled in athletics. It's going to be fun. You'll be fine. The hints and info in each question should help you out. By damn, it should. It's a head-to-head competition. Be the first to shout out the correct answer. That's how you do it on Dad Fights. If you're correct, you'll hear the bell. If you're incorrect, you'll hear Janelle. Steal a point if you can. If your competitor answers incorrectly, you'll have a chance to steal.
Does she know that you used her in that?
Yeah, she knows.
She's aware.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She knows.
She was actually the one that told him to use it.
After she recorded it.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's here right now playing Sims with Wapple. She just doesn't want to talk to her. We go 10 challenges plus a tiebreaker if necessary when we have a dad fight. Our intro listener today is Covered in Metal Jesus.
This is Covered in Metal Jesus, coming to you from Ramsey, Minnesota, just 1 mile down the road from Nick's favorite old porn shop.
What knockers?
On National 69 Day itself, we have Dad Fights 134. In the first corner, we have the ass man himself, Randy Shaver.
The champ is here!
Whose job is apparently just to crash golf carts, gamble in Vegas, and read us our Google News feed. In the other corner, a man who's been let go by more jobs than Dana, Brad, the Clara City Pity Writer. This is Dad Fights 134. If you could smell what the home of The Rock is cooking.
That's the home of
the Well done, Covered in Metal.
The home of The Rock.
The home of The Rock! It's kind of
good.
an old radio joke. Nice work, Covered in Metal Jesus. I don't think I've ever heard so many complete sentences from someone that came from Ramsey. If you'd like to be just like Covered in Metal Jesus and be part of one of our Dad Fights intros, send us an email. hams93x@gmail.com. hams93x@gmail.com. Give us your information. We'll get you lined up. So it's Dad Fights 134, the athlete, musician / musician athlete edition.
This 6-time world champion wrestler released a song in 2003 with these lyrics. Hot diggity damn, Hulk. I'm glad you set it off. Used to be hard Hulk, now you done turned soft.
Oh.
Doing telephone commercials, I seen ya dancing in tights as a ballerina. It was a diss track attempting to snap Hulk Hogan like a Slim Jim, a product...
Ric Flair.
Nope.
Oh.
All right, Brad Ryder has hollered out Ric Flair. And that is incorrect, Brad Ryder.
That is incorrect.
But I dig the passion behind your answer.
And I would love a Flair rap CD.
Were you done with the question, John?
No, we got a little more for a clue.
It's
This is
all
gonna
you,
help.
Randy.
It was a diss track attempting to snap Hulk Hogan like a Slim Jim, a product this wrestler famously endorsed.
Damn it.
Sounds like Brad knows it now.
Yes.
Macho Man Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Just under the bell, I hope.
Yeah, it was.
Macho Man Randy Savage. The 2003 album Be a Man wasn't all diss tracks. It also included a tribute song to Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, called The Perfect Friend.
I have that record. One of my favorite albums of all time.
Why
Macho
wouldn't you?
Man Randy Savage's record. What was it called again? Be a Man.
Be a Man.
In your cubby in there, not Josh, but in your there's like those there's those wood shelves in that other studio. There's a little cutout of a newspaper about an appearance at Sam Goody, the Mall of America, where Macho Man is going to be signing those ads.
In my mailbox?
Yeah, your little mailbox.
I have a cutout from a newspaper of an appearance that Macho Man made to promote the record.
Yeah.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
there's some old stuff in that.
Why are you going through other people's mailboxes?
Yeah, what the hell's going on with that?
You know, that's a federal offense.
Macho Man Randy Shaver? Randy, how do you say
Savage.
Savage?
Randy's got to stick together.
One of the greatest to ever step into the squared circle. God rest his soul. And nice job, Randy Shaver. You're up 1-0. This rock and roller from Detroit was a hell of an athlete, having won a couple state titles in high school cross country. But these days, you'd be lucky if he was on your team at Shaver's golf tournament. Word is, he is a terrific golfer.
Kid Rock.
Brad Ryder has answered Kid Rock. That is incorrect. Randy Shaver.
Jay-Z? I don't know.
Jay-Z is also incorrect. The correct answer is Alice Cooper.
Have you guys heard that before?
Yeah, he golfs a lot.
Yeah,
I've
he's
heard that.
supposedly incredible.
Alice Cooper.
He hits up all those celebrity tournaments. He's a hell of a nice guy, too.
He is a wonderful guy. And, you know, for years, I just didn't think much of his overall gimmick. I just didn't. Sure, you know, when I was a kid, I liked Schools Out and Under My Wheels and this and that. A couple of his songs. I Love the Dead is one of my favorite Alice Cooper. But I never thought of him as the kind of guy I'd go see in concert. And then I finally did, and he puts on one of the greatest effing live shows you will ever see. It is so much fun to see that guy in concert, and he's still doing it, and he's got to be 76 or 77 years old at this point.
Yeah.
So I've become a big fan. Alice Cooper once said in an interview that his cross-country team in high school was 72-0 on the season.
Huh.
He ran a 440-mile, Randy. Is that good?
Yes. Yeah.
And he formed one of his first bands with his cross-country teammates. Alice Cooper is the correct answer, and I have no idea if anyone got it correct.
No.
Okay.
1-0 Randy.
Still 1-0 Randy.
In his 1994 track, Must Be the Money, this NFL Hall of Famer rapped Diamond Rolex with Gators on my feet.
Deion Sanders.
Do you listen to that song?
I remember, yeah, anyway.
Who doesn't listen?
Okay.
Wait a minute. You're acting like none of the rest of us listen to Deion Sanders' rap album.
Oh, sorry. Is that on your gym playlist?
Yeah.
Here, I'll put my ringer on. Call my phone, Ashley. Hear my ringtone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deion Sanders is correct. Nice work, Brad. The album Primetime peaked at number 70 on the hip-hop charts. He released a second album 11 years later in 2005 called The Encore Remix, which somehow never made the charts.
Brad Ryder's on the board. We're tied at 1. I remember Deion Sanders' record coming out in 1994. I remember seeing the music video, and it was every bit as obnoxious as you'd expect it to be.
I bet.
Without the 1994, I never would have got it. I just assumed that era, he was kind of big.
Yeah, he was. All right, we're tied. Talking about athletes who have dabbled in music and musicians who have dabbled in athletics here for Dad Fights 100 plus 34. This rock singer with a delicious name hit it big in the 70s, but back in high school, he was a beast of a defensive tackle. Unfortunately, given his large size, no one ever compared his foot speed is how you say it, to being like a bat out of hell.
Meatloaf.
Sound like you had some meatloaf in your mouth.
Meatloaf.
You said it like you were having a stroke, Randy, but you are correct.
I was in the middle of a swallow. when I said
Who wants it?
Nah.
Meatloaf is the correct.
Randy's a gentleman.
Just save it. Just, save that.
It's 2-1 Randy. You're correct. Meatloaf. He said in an interview. Well, I sound like I was drunk right there.
You did.
He said it in an interview.
Kind of came off like Dudley Moore from Arthur right there. Don't you hate Perry's wife? Meatloaf said in an interview once that when he was born, he looked, quote, bright red and stayed that way for days. His father said he looked like, quote, 9 pounds of ground chuck and convinced hospital staff to put the word meat on his crib.
That's awesome.
I've read stories about Meatloaf's dad. Not the nicest guy in the world.
Doesn't sound like
Not the nicest. 2-1 Randy, right?
Correct.
All right.
In a 1993 song called I Know I Got Skills, this former NBA star, rapped, I dribble rhymes like basketballums. People call me E.T. Extra Tallums.
Shaq?
Shaq is the correct answer.
good one. Well,
You know what's hilarious? Is hearing Cubby read these rap lyrics.
Yes, it's my favorite part, I think.
I assume that's why I was given them.
Because I'm going every other, and I thought just hearing Josh do these rap lyrics would be hilarious.
Is it because I sound the most credible?
Yeah, exactly. You were going to give us the most street cred.
Yeah.
Can you read that Shaq
The whole thing?
rap lyric in its entirety?
Yeah.
Yes.
I dribble rhymes like basketballums. People call me E.T. Extra Tallums. You better than me, fool. Shut up, liar. I lean on the Statue of Liberty when I get tired. Okay, he lost me at the end.
Yeah.
Boy, those lyrics suck.
I know.
I think just a couple days ago, I was crediting Shaq for his rap skills. Maybe I should.
He's gotten better.
Yeah.
He's gotten better. That was 30 years ago. His first album, Shaq Diesel, made it to the 25th spot on the Billboard Hot 100. He's put out 4 albums, 2 soundtracks, and his most recent single, King Talk, came out this month.
All right. Nice work, Brad Ryder, with your correct answer of the big Aristotle, Shaquille O'Neal. That ties us at 2 correct answers each. Here's your next challenge. Before becoming the lead singer of a beloved band on this here radio program, this British heavy metal singer was an accomplished fencer. The time he spent polishing his fencing game weren't wasted years. He's still active in the sport, and he can even fly. Bruce Dickinson is correct.
You get some cool points for knowing that one, Brad.
Yeah.
And he can even fly the band's private jet all by himself, a Boeing 747 named Ed Force One. Brad Ryder is correct. Bruce Dickinson. He has his own line of fencing equipment. I mean, that's how serious this guy has been into the sport of fencing for decades. He has a fencing-themed beer, and he does commentary for matches. He's like the Chris Collinsworth of friggin' fencing.
It's pretty cool.
Although I must warn you, I once tried an Iron Maiden beer. Not good. Oh, my God.
I remember you warning me just to buy it as a collector's item, not to drink it.
Oh, my. I had gut rot for 6.5 hours.
I can see that.
I listened to all of Maiden's first 5 records waiting for the stomach ache to go away. And it did not. Oh, my God.
I wonder if it's just any English beer would get you.
Maybe that's what it was.
Part of it.
What's the score, Wapple?
It's 3-2 Brad.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we are, question number 7. In 2006, this 5-time NBA All-Star put out an album called Too Much Drama.
Word?
But with terrible lyrics like down to sacrifice and pay the price. Since I've been young, I've been nice on the dice.
The dice.
Maybe one of his 1993 NCAA championship
Chris Webber.
Yes.
Good one.
The rest of the clue is maybe one of his 1993 NCAA championship game teammates should have encouraged him to take a timeout from rapping.
Oh.
Chris Webber once, a music reviewer once said of him, his debut album is a classic example of an athlete with no business in the rap game trying it out anyway.
You kind of just gave me a heart attack because I listened to a rapper growing up named Chris Webby.
Oh.
And I thought that was this guy, and I was like, wait a minute. Screw sports. He should have only rapped.
He played basketball?
Chris Webber, huh? I had no idea he put out a rap album.
I didn't either until we started doing the research on
Yeah,
this
that
thing.
was news to me as well.
Tied at 3. We're tied at 3. Here we go. Before putting out 10 number one albums, including one called Every Picture Tells a Story, this British singer was an
Rod Stewart.
Wow, how did you know that? Oh, you knew from the album title.
From the album, yeah,
Okay.
you knew that. Yeah.
Randy's from the 70s, man. You can't dump too many Rod Stewart album
Yeah.
titles on him without him knowing what the hell's going on. Yes, this British singer was an accomplished soccer player in the 1960s and actually had tryouts with professional clubs in England. Rod Stewart, that gives Randy a 4-3 lead in his autobiography. Rod talked about how his life would be different if he would have made the soccer team. He said a musician's life is a lot easier. And I can also get drunk and make music. I can't do that and play soccer. One of my favorites, Rod Stewart. Nice one, Randy.
Am I misremembering, or don't you have a funny Rod Stewart story regarding a burglary?
Oh, yeah. As a high school kid, I was one of those people who had just a big wall of cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? And I loved to play tunes when I had a beer party. Big wall of cassette tapes. I had a big kegger, and I woke up the next morning. And I'm going to listen to some music. I go to my wall of cassette tapes, and I'm missing 7 or 8 cassette tapes. Someone at the party stole my tapes. And after I did a little, research, or what do you want to say it, after I looked a little closer, I realized that only my Rod Stewart cassettes were missing.
I love picky burglars.
They didn't want any. I had all different kinds of music, as you might imagine. So some prick came into the beer party, drank my beer, and then stole only my Rod Stewart cassettes. Sucks. That was a painful morning. I wanted to listen to, Some Guys Have All the Luck or Infatuation or something. I couldn't even do it, Josh.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
This unconventional California-born golfer put out 3 country...
John Daly.
Oh, my gosh.
What did I say earlier? Yeah.
Not a challenge.
Suck it, Brad.
Unconventional California golfer, and you got John Daly.
Not too many
Isn't he
unconventional
from
golfers.
Arkansas?
Who else would it?
I have no idea where John Daly's from. Where's he from? Dana, in Dana's Danalysis, he said California.
I thought he was from Arkansas. Anyway.
Maybe your mom's
That's
from
why you
Arkansas.
lost today, Brad.
He was born in Carmichael, California.
I had no. John Daly put out a record, and he's singing country music.
I guess he's, some country music.
Does it suck eggs?
I didn't listen to any.
Oh, you
I'm
didn't?
totally going to.
I heard one story about Daly and singing. I guess his big karaoke song is, oh, God, I'm blanking on it.
Is it a country tune?
Some Guys Have All the Luck, Rod Stewart.
No, it's a song. Oh, God, never mind. Forget I started bringing the story up.
What's the rest of the story?
That's a blue ball move there.
I know, but the whole thing is I have to know the song name.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if I think of it, I'll get back to you.
Does he sing, I've got friends in low place? Yes?
That
No?
would be
Oh,
dark.
okay. So his go-to karaoke song is "Knocking on Heaven's Door,"
Oh, my God. That's the worst possible scenario.
and he sings this all the time. Anytime there's a karaoke bar, and there one time he's at a charity event, and he got up and he sang "Knocking on Heaven's Door," not realizing what type of charity it was at. It was at a childhood cancer charity event.
No.
Oh, boy.
John Daly, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cold.
Yeah. He didn't know, he was just know he was going to an event. He didn't know what the
Sure.
cause
Yeah.
of the
The
event
cause was. Yeah.
If you told this story on the internet right now, I would have to attach that Homer Simpson sliding backwards into the bushes.
That's a terrible story and a terrible song. And I hate it when our boss programs that one.
Uh-oh, what have you done?
What do you mean?
That's going to be something he's going to program the next 2 weeks.
He does it all the time anyway. Friggin' Guns N' Roses knocking on heaven's door. Garbage. It takes forever, too. God help you if you ever see him do it live. That story, Dana, reminds me of that Dee Snider story, Josh, where he is at a club. Dee Snider, legendary lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Is this true, or is this just kind of like one of those old wives' tales?
I took it as true. Because I've been to Dee Snider and Twisted Sister shows where Dee comes off like this. He gets aggravated sometimes if the crowd isn't as into it as he thinks they should be. And he's like, come on, you pricks, get up. Everybody get on their feet. And a handful of people who were sitting stand up, and he points up into the upper balcony. What's the problem with you people up there? What are you, idiots or something? I said get up. It was the friggin' wheelchair section. You following what happened there?
That's tough.
Yeah.
And then he was, oh, yeah, sorry, I blew up. This one's called I Want to Rock. You know, where do you go from there? You guys, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Brad and Randy, have a good weekend. We got to get going.
Okay.
All right, our porn star girlfriend, Jordan Maxx, is heading in next to join us live in studio.
There's a douchiness to them.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
CJ Ham for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When I'm on the field, I can take anything. But at home with my family, we like everything to be comfortable. That's why I trust the pros at Standard. They've been keeping Minnesotans like me comfortable for over 90 years.
Is your cooling system making strange noises or not cooling properly? Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Oh, my God. Did you just hear we played an ad for a Marshall Tucker Band concert?
I never thought we'd get that lucky.
That's one of my favorite all-time songs is Hearted in a Love Song. Wait for it. Can't be wrong. There you go. What a nice way to end the week here. With a visit in studio from our porn star pal, Jordan Maxx. How you doing, Jordan?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
Papa, was this music choice on purpose? Because it's very 70s porn-like.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I like it. I like it.
I made a sexy music playlist for Jordan Maxx.
Did you really?
Aw.
Dude, you're awesome.
I want to see what's on it later.
Oh, it's just like licensed music.
Oh, okay.
This
Nothing you'd
is
know.
very sexy.
Nothing you'd know.
That's true.
I think he meant unlicensed music.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Whoops,
Yeah,
my bad.
Oh.
This is very sexy and seductive music.
It really is.
What's going on? So, what does an online porn star have planned for the weekend, Jordan Maxx?
Plan for this weekend?
Yeah, it's
Well,
almost a weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's the freaking weekend.
Yeah. I will be this weekend. I'm just chilling, making some content for my websites. Going to emo night tonight at Fine Line.
Emo night.
Yeah.
That's right. You're kind of into like some of those bands, right? Are
Yeah.
some of those your favorite?
Oh yeah, definitely.
She's wearing a sweatshirt. Yeah.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt today that says I grew up listening to My Chemical Romance.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's kind of my favorite genre.
I hear you.
So
Making
nice
some
little-
content,
nice
though,
little
huh?
Throwback. Yeah, content.
What do you got planned for that?
I am finally doing my FA fan video.
Nice.
Which I know we talked about a few months ago, but scheduling conflicts and all of that.
I'm so glad I asked.
So yeah.
So have you met this fan in advance, or will this be the first time you're meeting them?
No, I've met him before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
He's from the cities here.
Oh, so he's a Minnesotan.
Yeah,
okay.
he's local.
Can you tell us all about the process of setting up an a fan video? This is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I kind of put a call out. Well, not a call, but like, yeah, I guess you could say that. I tweeted out that I was looking for someone, and he replied. He actually emailed me instead of tweeted at me, and he
Maybe an older guy.
yeah, he was very respectful. He was very mature. He was very professional in his pitch as to why I should choose him. So I was really impressed with the way that he approached it. So
you
I chose him.
you more or less picked a winner.
Yep.
And
well, I mean, do you guys try chemistry physically beforehand, or is the first time on camera?
No, the first time will be on camera. We have met just to make sure, that we get along and he's not crazy.
Guy shows up with his grandmother or something.
Right.
Yeah, true.
That of course, it only makes sense that you'd meet in person and find out if it's all going to work. So then he has to give permission to be on websites and things like that.
Yep. So he has to fill out paperwork, forms, and all of that.
That's very interesting to me as well. That this random dude is suddenly going to be buck naked, pinballing back and forth with Jordan Maxx on a video that you will put up where? On your own personal sites?
Yep, on my OnlyFans and on the Hub, and probably many vids as well.
So
Will his face be in it?
Well, yeah.
Or does he have the option?
He doesn't. He wants to be anonymous, which I'm totally fine with.
Okay.
Oh, I was
So
assuming.
he'll be anonymous.
Well, that might answer my question. I was wondering if he had aspirations to do that type of work. So it sounds like maybe not.
No, I guess not. I guess he just one and done. He just wants to see what it's all about.
Is he going?
One day.
Is he going to wear like one of those horse masks that you see on the chive? Or
Terrifying.
Oh my God, I do not know. Maybe we could work that out.
Or did he say
No.
just? So the camera obviously is going to catch the rest of his body.
Right.
Could you any of you guys go through with that? I feel like even if my face wasn't shown, someone's going to recognize me.
I've seen that dong before. I know who that is.
I can't. I have tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Tattoos would be a dead giveaway. My aggressive nipples would probably be a dead giveaway.
Yes.
But I was assuming that the man's face would appear. And then, of course, I was thinking, well, this guy must not have much family or something like that, you know. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, totally.
Because you wouldn't want, like, your nieces and nephews or things like that. That's very interesting. F a fan. First time ever for you.
Yes.
Do you have everything already mapped out?
No, we're gonna set it up tomorrow.
Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah, tomorrow, Saturday.
Little brainstorming sesh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you fear at all that maybe when the moment arrives, the guy might be a little nervous and things like that?
Yeah, but
Has he expressed that maybe, this is going to be nerve-wracking for me?
I mean, he said he's said that he's more excited than nervous.
Okay. That's great. Good for him that he can go through with something like
Yeah.
that. That sounds like fun. Sounds like a hell of a lot of fun.
Definitely, it'll be a good time.
And this is the first time you've done that?
Yes.
Will you ever do one with maybe a woman? I'm sorry, I don't know your.
No, I would love to.
You would.
I tweeted out that I want to do a video with a woman fan as well.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Thank you for asking, Josh.
It's Pride Month. I want to do more girl scenes.
Sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
a good month for it, right?
Yeah, I am bisexual, so
I did not know
I've
that.
got love for the men and the women and the non-binary and everyone.
Now, are there rules? Do you have your own personal rules for F a fan? I know we just discussed that the dude's face won't be appearing in the video, but like, say, what if he wants to kiss? Is kissing okay?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, if you want to do that, that's okay. We will, before the scene, just like every scene that I do in the mainstream, in the studios, we go over our do's and our don'ts prior to filming with our scene partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, you totally have the option, like, please don't kiss me,
Mhm.
or yes, I do like kissing, or, please stay away from my butthole, or,
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big difference right there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Daymade. The way you said and phrased that was fantastic.
That was one of the coolest things I've heard all day. Unbelievable. Well, that's very exciting.
How long of a day is he looking at? I mean, is this something that's going to be real intensive? You guys, because you've mentioned before, some of the shoots take a long time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll show up camera ready with my hair and makeup done, and I'll bring a couple different pieces of wardrobe. The only thing that we really have to do is set up the camera, set up the lights, fill out the paperwork.
Will it just be the two of you?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just one shot, one straight shot.
Yeah, well, I've got a few cameras.
I see.
So tripod, so they'll be set up on tripods. We'll probably do a POV angle as well.
This guy is in for a little bit of work.
Yeah, so it'll take 2 to 4 hours just to get things set up and do test shots and all of that.
Do you use a GoPro for the POV part?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Are you looking to maybe
I was
get
always
in?
curious
No,
too.
I was just kind of curious how if it was a different camera or GoPro.
Yeah, no, you can just strap the GoPro to your forehead.
Yeah,
Oh,
in my
that's gotta
mind,
look
the people
dorky.
were always holding it, but that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think
Look,
that
I'd
that would be dorky?
Oh,
well, of
I'd
course
look
it is. You got a
even
camera
dorkier.
around your
Yeah.
forehead. Gotta try to get beyond that wobble.
Never.
Well, could you wrap one around your waist?
I could do that.
You could do something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's really fascinating. Big day for some lucky Jordan
be a
Maxx
big
fan.
day,
Yeah,
yeah.
God dang. Well, you know, speaking of these different types of porn, there's F a fan, there's GoPro on your forehead porn, there's all kind. I was reading tan line porn is making quite a bit of noise in the porn world. Jordan Maxx, is that an accurate statement? Have you heard that?
I have heard that. There's actually a couple companies that I've shot for that will pay you extra if you have tan lines.
I always make sure I have tan lines. I love tan lines.
So unfortunately, I don't have tan lines. I tan in the nude, but I'm starting to think maybe I got to switch it up a little.
Yeah, tan line porn, they say here. An article was written on this in a magazine or website called Vice.
Oh, I love Vice.
You do?
Yeah.
Tan lines remain a fetish for some folks. And according to data from Reddit and a porn site called Clips for Sale, tan line porn is undergoing a revival. Reddit and what did I call the website? Clips for Sale.
Yep.
They're burning up. The Reddit tan lines page has 650,000 members.
There's actually a few of them. A few different
There's a
tan
few
line,
of them.
Yeah.
Fans throw their own tan line pictures up there. So the Reddit tan lines page, one particularly, Josh, you say there's many of them. One in particular has been around for 13 years, but the numbers of subscribers have quadrupled in recent years. Hell of a deal. I have to say that I'm a tan line guy. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't realize I did until I saw this article, and then I was like, oh, wait, yeah, I do like that.
I purposefully, in the summertime, if I need to go to the tanning bed because like I just haven't wanted to go outside for 2 weeks, I'll make sure I'm wearing my swimsuit.
So you'll have the tan line.
I love tan lines. They're cool.
I like them. I think they're cute.
Yeah, there's just like,
They're cute.
it's kind of like, for me, I think the appeal is like, you know that something usually goes there, but you can see that I have tan lines because like something isn't there.
I bet you're right. That's it.
It's funny you say that, Ashley, because some goofball named Matt, who was a subscriber to this Reddit tan lines page, he had this to say about his tan line fetish. When you would see a woman naked with tan lines, you know that you're seeing something others weren't allowed. That's roughly what you just said.
Exactly,
I believe.
Yeah, for me, I have no tan lines, but I do have like a little Playboy symbol on my hip. That's the only part that remains my normal skin color.
Did you ever do that bit, Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like
everybody did.
Everybody did.
I used to play a game.
Yeah, did they
with
just
an
hand
ex.
those out at the tanning? But every
Yeah.
girl
Yeah.
had
They
that
hand
for
them
so
out.
long.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
We're talking about like tan lines on women, right? Because, you know, I've seen some pretty gnarly tan lines on men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, you know, the golfer tan, the farmer's
Oh.
tan.
Oh, how do you like the
I like
sock tan?
That's hot.
Yeah, the sock tan. I'm like,
Sock
hard pass.
tan.
I get that one.
But
Isn't
tan
that-
lines on women, I can't get enough of it. I
Yes,
love
we
it.
we were talking about tan
Okay,
lines,
good, just
but
checking.
you're right. I didn't even think about it until you pointed it out. Yeah, tan lines on dudes, we look ridiculous more often than not. How about the raccoon look when you went fishing with your sunglasses on? For
Yeah.
Somebody
Those
already
sound
say the
old guys,
farmer's tan.
too.
I'm good for a
Farmers.
farmer's
Yeah.
tan.
I mean, my old man, being an over-the-road truck driver for 45 years, always had his left arm out the window. He'd come home from road trips. His left arm would look like he just went to Maui, and the rest of his body is as white as can be. He looks silly.
Oh, straight pipe Jesus said, how about the farmer's tan on just my left arm from driving truck? Yeah, don't they also call like the cop tan or something like that for the same reason?
Trucker tan, like I
Yeah.
was just saying about the old man. That's funny. Yeah, the tan line thing. I am a fan. It's something I don't think about that much, but I am a fan. But you guys know what drives me really crazy. Josh knows this. I bet you could even answer.
Zebra cakes?
Oh, I can answer.
Zebra cakes. Yes, go ahead, Ashley.
Is it when low-rise jeans and like a little bit of their underwear is sticking out?
You're
A
close.
little bit of the butt crack?
It's the
The
butt
whale
crack.
tail?
The-
Oh.
There's something about just a little bit of butt crack that drives me mental. I don't know if I should see a therapist or what.
I love it.
Anyone else have something along those lines? Like something kind of subtle that makes you mental?
I'm sure. I just can't.
A little bit of butt crack, too much. Even I get too much. This is how crazy I am. Too much, and I go, oh no, that's too much. It just has to be a little.
I guess I can't think of anything small and little like that. No, I like when dudes have like those tiny little. Most guys have them if they have semi-longer hair. It's like one little curl behind their ear.
Okay.
That's
You like
so
that?
cute. Oh yeah.
What if I grow it on my ear, and that's the only hair I can grow? Does it have the same effect?
Totally.
Because I don't understand. One day it's not there, the next day it's record length. Makes no sense.
Dude, you and me both. Hair on the effing ears.
I don't understand how that happens and so quickly.
It's gross. It's gross. But maybe there's a website out there. You put a GoPro camera on my head and watch my ear hairs bounce around. Maybe someone would masturbate to that. I don't know. And it's the sick world that we live in. We got to take a break. We're with Jordan Maxx. We'll come back right after this.
Half-assed morning show, 93X.
Tell you what, yeah, we're getting there now. We're about ready to close out the work week. But we've been talking with our in-studio guest, online adult film star Jordan Maxx. She's got a big weekend ahead of her. For the very first time, she's going to go ahead and record an F a Fan video for her followers on OnlyFans and such. A couple people have texted in, Jordan, and they want to know how soon before this video would end up on your various sites.
It's gonna take a while to edit. I do have some other content that I'm planning on releasing soon, so I want to say like 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Do you do the editing?
I do, yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, all of it. Set up the camera, set up the lighting, do the editing.
Man, you've got mad skills.
Do my own hair and makeup. Do
What
my
the-
own wardrobe. It's a full-time job.
I'll tell you what, Christ almighty, it sounds that way.
Yeah.
Where do you find outfits that would be appropriate for your line of work?
Just
asking for a
lingerie.
friend.
Yeah, Victoria's.
Do you shop at Love Honey? I've heard a lot of good things about that place.
Love Honey's great. Victoria's Secret, Sex World, our local sex shop. Sex World has some great little outfits.
There you go.
I heard there was like another store that a lot of exotic dancers go to in town. Shoot, nobody's heard of it?
Hot Topic?
Yes, there's one. It's in Uptown.
Yes.
It's on Lake and Lindale. There's one called Bondesk, which is more fetish. Oh, I can't think of the name, but I can see the storefront in my brain right now. but
Yeah,
I
it's right
can't
by
think
my
of the
house.
name.
I'm the same thing.
Yeah.
I wore lacy socks from there one time, knee-high lacy socks.
Ooh.
We were at
Doesn't surprise anybody.
we were at Bryan Lake Bowl, and there's 4 of us, and one buddy really wanted to bowl. The rest of us, we had sandals on. We're like, hey man, we don't got socks. We can't bowl. And he goes, if I can fix that, if I can find you socks, will you bowl? And we're like, we could tell he had some bit going. We're like, yeah, sure, whatever. He runs out and he comes back with 3 pairs of knee-high lacy socks. And we're like, God dang it. We said we'd do it. So we threw them on and we bowled and we rolled some rocks with lacy socks.
That must have been cute.
Oh, I love that.
A couple listeners have texted in some questions, some further questions on the F a Fan gimmick, Jordan Maxx, if you don't mind.
Of course.
One guy says, if I was ever lucky enough to be the fan, would it be okay if I showed up after a few beers? It would dummy down my nerves, and I also last quite a bit longer that way.
Industry standard is that you can't be under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
Oh.
During a scene. Yeah, you have to be completely straight sober.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, I would not allow that.
All right.
Some people can get pretty unpredictable after a few beers also. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
yes.
Completely different
that.
people.
Yeah.
You should see Josh after 1.
I'm very lovey. The all-knowing brother and sisterhood has helped us out. Smitten Kitten.
Smitten Kitten.
That's the
where
place where you can get that style of
sexy clothing for the lady friend in your life.
That's right.
Well, we got a day off on Monday. You planning something for the wife, Josh?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was going to ask Dana if I could take those sexy lacy socks of his.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then choke him out.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah, it's a sleight of hand, Dana. I led you down one way, and then I went the other.
Yeah, you son of a bee.
Another listener wants to know if they were to film a fan video with you, Jordan, would you give me a minute? This listener wants to know to wave and say "Hi, Mom" to the camera.
Of course.
That would be adorable.
Definitely.
Absolutely adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Mom.
Sends it to her. No.
Mom, I made my big screen debut. Check it out.
Please holler at us, by the way, Jordan, when you set up this You and Another Woman FFan video.
Oh, 100%. I definitely will.
That's
Yeah, if we could get involved and maybe helping people contact you.
Wait a minute. Like
a 93X listener.
Would you trust us? Would you trust us to do some kind of a contest?
Absolutely.
If it was the females, definitely,
Yes,
Jordan. We got
yeah.
some really good females in the listening
I think
audience.
that could be super fun. I do have a few Twitter followers that are members of the sisterhood, and they are absolutely delightful. They are so sweet.
Might as well hump them.
I love chatting with them. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
And second place gets tickets to the Goo Goo Dolls. Maybe we could do something like that. Maybe we could be part of your selection
I would
process.
love that. Let's chat about it.
You are the nicest thing. That would
Sure
be.
are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I don't want to forget. June 30th, we're having our 4th of July booze cruise, right? We have one, a themed booze cruise every
Ooh.
year. Do you think you could join us 7 to 10 on the St. Croix there? We love
7 to 10, June 30th.
we love your company. It's a Friday night. It'd be so awesome if you could join us.
I will put it in my calendar, and I will do my best.
If we
Okay.
didn't invite you, I know we'd get slaughtered over text messages.
So it's Friday, June 30th.
Correct.
All right. It's in my calendar. I will make sure I don't schedule anything else that evening, and I'll do my best to be there.
All right, we appreciate that, and maybe even we could organize it where you'd be able to bring a few of your friends.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Maybe
Waffle.
we could select someone for your next fan video on the boat.
Oh, Jesus! All of a sudden, this booze cruise is sounding more and more buck wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
This is back to 1999 booze cruise.
Oh no, I'm too old for that. We certainly hope you can make it, but you got time to figure that out. But we appreciate you popping by, Jordan Maxx. We always do.
Oh, I love coming by and saying hi to you guys.
And good luck this weekend with your FFan video. Text me if you have any problems.
Okay, no problem.
I'll try to steer you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.
Take care.
See ya.
We received a very sweet text that reads, "Happy birthday to the love of my life who's always there for me and makes me smile. My 19-year-old cat. I love you more than my fiance." And that's from Big Pepperoni Jesus. I enjoyed everything about that text.
Checking better.
Gigabyte Jesus messaged us this morning, giving us the great pleasure to announce a new member of the sisterhood, Lillian Jane, born last Sunday. Exciting news. We're off on Monday, so have a great weekend and see you Tuesday.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.